No, 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 no. None of that, Alki. How are you though, my friend? How are you? None of that. No, no. Good, good, my friend. Do you reckon you up for Cyberpunk today? I don't really know, to be fair. I was going to stream with Dan, but I don't know where Dan is, so... It was actually pretty chill, to be fair. Saturday was pretty chill. What about you? Yeah, it's true. Very true. What about you? Was your Saturday good? Yeah, I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to it now. It's actually so good. I'm on like episode 13. You know when he has to move the boulder? You know, if you know the bit? He has to move the boulder. It's like when they first find out that he can turn into a Titan. And they send him on to move that boulder to block the gate off. It's actually fucking sick. Yeah, Valentine's. Oh, fair. Fair, Algie. But yeah, do you know the bit I'm talking about? It's fucking sick, though. The music is so good. I really am into the music. Yeah. Hey, Noah J. How are thy? But yeah, it is. It's pretty fucking cool, bro. Oh no. What, you still got 3 hours left? We'll try to have fun though. Oh. And no, I saw the emote. That's good, man. Emotes like that, that's good. I like the emote. I just need to add it to the thing. Just do more like that. I think they're fine like that. So yeah, thanks for that. My boss at the moment is like taking the piss with me. Honestly, it's actually starting to piss me off. My bad is amazing. Yeah, that's not bad though. It's not bad, no. Innit, Algie? I'm guessing you saw the emote Noah made. I think it's fine. It's good. Why? It just they just take basically people in construction over here. They just take the piss, you know. At the moment, he's just like not like. Do you remember when I told you the other week that basically something happened where, like, so I knew I weren't gonna have as much work recently. But now he's just starting to get rude with me, and he doesn't let me know until like sometimes like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night that I'm in the next day. You know, he's like just starting to take the piss, really. You know, like he's actually starting to take the piss now a bit, and even Dan's noticed it. Like he's starting to be like rude, like with me over the phone sometimes, like where we'd finish the day, and before he'd talk to both of us, and now like he'd thank both of us, and now he just like the other day like completely just ignored me, like I wasn't there. Yeah, he's starting to be a bit of a, I don't know, Maybe he saw your streams. Well, why does that matter if he has seen my streams? He knows I'm doing this, Noah. Anyway, he knows I'm doing it, bro. He knows I'm doing, like, I'm trying to do this. He knows that this is my main thing. He knows, Kerr. Yeah, he's just gone well weird. I just hate, you know, when you like feel like you're just being used. If you get me, you know, when it's just like, oh yeah, does that make sense? I hate that. I hate it where it's like I'm his little puppet. I'm like, nah, bro. It's starting to piss me off now. If you get me. Where it's like, now tomorrow, if he doesn't message me till 8, I ain't going in tomorrow. I'm just gonna be like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. If he keeps doing this. Yo, Shy, how you doing, Kerr? How are you, my friend? How are you? Fuck knows, I don't know. But he's just being a bit rude. Good, my friend. I am glad. Yeah, but I understand what you're saying, yeah, but it's not, it's like, it's just sort of one way now, you know? I don't know, and he's not really upfront with you with stuff. Yeah, I'm getting to a point now where it's like, I'm just gonna see for a little bit. It's just you know, when people are just being rude though, you know, where they're just like, that's what's annoying me more. You know, just like sort of like not letting me know nothing now. It's just like, and it's the same like the other day. He sent me to a job. I wasn't with Dan, but he didn't actually tell me exactly what he wanted me to do. Like, he sent me no pictures or nothing. He's just really, it's like really unorganised at the moment. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. The respect's gone for like no reason, and I always show respect. Is what's even worse. Yeah, and like he sent me somewhere the other day, and without really telling me what he wants me to do. Fuck knows. I really don't know. But yeah, man. Fuck it. It sounds weird, but I just see it as a sign to do this more. Honestly, I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right then. Let's just do this more, you know. I'm like, fuck it. That's crazy, though. Fuck. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's just annoying me. Hey, Lily. Happy birthday. I'm sorry that I didn't say it when it was your birthday. Wait, was your birthday yesterday? Was it the 14th? Or no, the 11th? Yeah, I knew it as well, and I just totally... But happy birthday, Laulian. Yeah, my bad. My bad, Lily. Oh, yeah. How did the driving go? How was it? You done like a 2-hour lesson, didn't you? Which is kind of long. Yeah? What, you drift turning already? Oh, here we go. Here. Oh, God. I'm guessing you did. What test did you get an A on? Well done, Lillian. Look at that. Yeah, to be fair, what a nerd, I know. You're doing your theory test already, Lily. You're doing your theory already, Lillian. Wow, you're doing it early. I'm surprised you're doing it so quick. Usually you don't do it straight away. Usually, like, because it only lasts for so long, don't it? Like, if you don't pass your practical within like 6 months, the theory test, you have to do it again. It's something like that, right? To be fair, the theory is piss easy. To be honest, there's no way you don't. The theory ain't hard. The theory's pretty straightforward. But yeah, but I'm sure usually because I think if you don't do it, you have to pass your test. Once you've done that, you get like a certain time frame. Like you have to pass your practical within, if that makes sense. So like, let's say you pass your theory tomorrow, you have to pass your practical within 6 months. Because if you don't, you then have to redo the theory again. Yeah, it's something like that. My brother done it. He fucking passed it. Yeah, he passed his theory first time, and then because he didn't get booked, he didn't end up doing the test because it was like there was no spaces for ages. He ended up having to then redo his theory again because he didn't pass the practical within time. Yeah, you have to pass both of them. Yeah, that's why. Usually, that's why I'm surprised you're doing it already. Because usually they tell you to do it after, like, once you've already been doing it for a month or two. Then you book the theory in. So, like, you're ready for the practical. If that makes sense. Same here too, within 6 months. Yeah, exactly, yeah. See, Shy understands what I mean. Yeah, I'm surprised that you're doing it already. Unless you smash it out and you can get it done quick. But yeah, you're going to have 6 months now, I think. Which, to be fair, is enough time to be able to learn. Especially if you're doing 2-hour fucking sessions like you did. I think it is. I think it's like 6 months. Because my brother done the funny thing with my brother is my brother passed his first time. And then he waited too long and he didn't do the practical. So then he had to redo the theory again, but he failed his theory the second time. He passed it the first time, and then the second time he didn't pass it. I think it's because he already done it once, he didn't revise the second time. And then he had to do it again. So he ended up doing it 3 times, even though he passed it the first time. No, fuck you, Algie. No, okay. No. Wow. No need for that. But yeah, I could. But hey. I think Lily's gone to check now, hasn't she? She's not messaging back. I see it runs in the family. Wait, why is Lily... Wait. But how are you, Luffy? Yeah, she in YouTube. Why are you in YouTube? It won't let me chat on Twitch. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I can see you on here, Lily. Now you're back. What are you doing? I'm glad, Luffy. I don't know what happened. To be fair, what's my tag right now? I'm surprised you're in it, because I think my tag's on Cyberpunk. Yeah, it is. I'm surprised you're even allowed in it right now. Let me switch it for a sec. This fucking UK shit is so annoying. It must be. Yeah, it's because I've got Cyberpunk as my tag. So I'm guessing it doesn't let it. It's. Why is the stream first playthrough rather than playthrough? Because it is my first playthrough. Right? Surely that's how you word it. Because if I just put playthrough, then it could be my fifth playthrough. Am I not right? Oh. Oh, the space. I don't know. I don't know because I put it like that and it said it was wrong. It said I'd spelt it wrong. And then, you know, it said the little, yeah, it had the orange thing underneath. And then I clicked it and then it separated. So I just left it. What then? Read carefully. But anyway, wait, what? Loki, why is the stream title rather than playthrough? I still don't know. I still don't know. Oh. Oh, fuck it. It can stay like that. I really couldn't give a shit. It's staying like that. It's because that's just how we roll in here, Luffy. Why not put a T on it? What? Because society tells me that there's not a T on it. You know? But anyway, what are we talking about? Yeah, Lily, I think you have to pass it within a certain time now. Yeah, I think you have to pass it. You do. I think you have like 6 months. But like I said, you should do it. To be fair, now I think, you can just do. I wish I'd done it now. You can do like a week crash course on driving, and you do like it's literally a week. You pay. It's just like 1,000. You pay like £1,000, but you do like you pretty much get it done in a week. They're meant to be quite good, because then you can just learn it all within like a week. Because I've known people that have done that crash course and they have passed. Well, you just got to have to do it within 6 months, which is possible. Depends how good you are at driving, or how quickly you pick it up. You know. All women say that, and we all know how they drive, don't we, boys? But you know, you could be the exception, Lily. You could be an exception. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe you will be amazing. Yeah, the theory test is easy, but you still gotta like it. I was seeing my brother doing it the other day. There's loads of weird, like there's like loads of fucking, like there's so many of these signs that I've never seen before driving, and you got to know what they are. Or you got to know, like, my brother, oh, what was the question he had the other day? And I was like, the signs kick. The thing is, Lily, is half these signs you never fucking see. I'm telling you now, some of these signs my brother had in his test, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I was like, I've never seen this sign in my life. Or it'll be like, it'll be some random shit. He had like, because sword. Why? Okay, I can show you my screen. There's nothing on my screen right now. There's my screen. And actually, you said, why am I? The reason you are is because you happened to click on my stream. I didn't force you to click my stream. That is the real answer to that question. That is exactly why you're looking at that, because you chose to click on my stream. But how are you? Because my thing ain't that small. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you asked why and I gave you an answer to that question. But how are you? Oh, talking about driving tests anyway. I had a weird one. Well, my brother's test. It was like, you know when you're on the motorway and there's like, you have the lights on the side sometimes. I don't know what they're called. So you can see the edge of the motorway on the left-hand side. You had to know what the colours were. Yeah. You had to know what they were. On the motorway, they're red, Lily, on the left-hand side. Yeah, it's left on, yeah. On the, yeah. White, yeah, white's to separate the lanes. But again, though, it's like you don't when you're driving, you don't pay attention to it. I don't know why it fucking matters, to be honest. Why you need to know, because I don't look at the fucking lights.
Nigger.
Thank you, Noah. What are you saying? It's quite rainy. Yeah, it's to be fair, it's fucking. It's been pissing it down here as well, Sword. Oh, Noah's got snow. Are you playing in the snow, Noah?
Is this the return of Ninja Nigger?
Yeah, buddy. I don't know, actually. I don't know whether to do Cyberpunk or not today. Yes, I know. I put it on very low so you lot can spam the shit out of it. I know. I know. Yeah, but it's fun, isn't it, Lily? Oh, Noah, you didn't. Noah, you didn't need to do that though, did you, Noah? Like I've given you these privileges, and this is how you. And this is how you repay me, is you do shit like this. It hasn't been that bad, no. It really hasn't been that bad. But...
Up to 21 booty duck to 21 fast duck to 21 booty duck to 21 fast.
I know.
To 21 booty duck.
Sure, why not? I've added it, haven't I? Sure, no one's gonna fucking do it, isn't he now?
Duck to 21 booty duck to 21 fast duck to 21 booty duck.
Thanks, Noah. Can someone not just send a sensible fucking one in? Can someone not just send a nice one in for me instead of this shit? Oh my god.
7 decillion 777 nonillion 777 octillion
Wow.
777 septillion 777 sextillion 777
Wow. This is actually a good
quintillion
one.
777 quadrillion 777 trillion 777 billion 777 million
Wow.
777,777.
Fuck me. What was that first one? Yeah, that was a crazy ass number. I've never heard that before. What was that? Sextillion. I didn't even know it was a number. Yeah.
6767
Oh,
6767.
Here we go. I don't even understand this the 6-7 thing. Like I actually don't. I'm not actually. I don't know what that is. Six. Oh, okay.
Nigger.
Yeah, but Noah, who am I? Who am I, Noah? Who am I in Cyberpunk?
Ninja nigger.
Yeah! I actually really like that. Thank you for calling me that. When I'm like showcasing my skills. I do like that. Thanks, Noah. Thank you. To be fair though, actually it hasn't been that bad with the TTS. Considering I've only put it on 1 point, you have been pretty good, Noah. To be fair, so thank you. You haven't spammed that as much as I thought. It hasn't actually been as bad as I thought. I thought I would put it on and everyone would just be doing it constantly, and they haven't, so. It hasn't been that bad. Considering I've literally put it on for free, really, innit? I don't even think there's a cooldown, is there? I don't think I've put anything on it. Oh, look, it's Lily, the ugly green alien.
Jack is the most talented streamer in 2026. #paid_comment.
Yes, Lily. Oh, look at that. That's a nice one. Thank you, Shy. Oh, paid comment. Oh, fuck you, actually. I didn't pay attention to the paid comment bit. Wow. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't pay attention. I don't know what I thought the paid comment bit was. I thought it was an emoji or some shit, and it didn't. I don't know. Thanks for that, Shy. Hopefully we'll have some emotes soon as well. Well, Noah's working on them. Are you in the Discord, Shy? Noah's making some emotes. We're leveling up in the world. Are you gonna beat me up, Lily? Because I said that. It's good, isn't it? But bearing in mind, I used to have long hair, Shy, so that's why it's got long hair. Deep with one eye open. To be fair, Lily, you'll probably crash on your way over to mine, so I think I'm okay. If you don't... What are you on about now? Lily, look, I know I've tried to, but I can't do it. I can't do the long hair again. I can't. If anything, I'm thinking of shaving my hair off again, like going buzz cut. I was actually going to do it the other day, but I didn't. But I think I'm getting to that point. I can't blur it out. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do the long hair again. Is that fucking Kurt Cobain? Kind of looks like him. But I think it is Kurt Cobain. I'm impressed. What do you mean? What do you mean, Kurt? But yeah, but the buzz cut looked good though. Or it looked better in real life anyway. I know, I really do with my hair. But everyone always fucking... Algie, to be honest with you though, it's not just me. Everyone... How many times do people bring the hair up when I don't even mention the hair? I don't even mention the hair half the time. Well, maybe I did then. Wait, did I then? Maybe I did. No, Alki, do not fucking say it. I know what you're gonna... Oh no, okay. I thought you were gonna say something else then. What you started with the stream. Please don't make that a thing. I beg you. Exactly, it really is. It's not just that though. My long hair, to be fair, it did look pretty cool sometimes, but sometimes it just looks shit, so I don't know. No, Algie, no! Algie, no! No, Naka. We're not doing that. Naka. Jack would lose either way. What, in a fight?
Are you ready, kids? Oh
Captain. My god.
I can't hear you.
SpongeBob!
Captain. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. Absorbent and yellow and porous is he. SpongeBob
Why does he say it so weird? Why does the AI sound so weird sometimes? Like, sometimes it sounds like it's getting... Like Noah said, it sounds tired. Like, if it does... No, but he sounds tired. Sometimes as well. Like, when...
Well, you asked for something
different.
Yeah,
I like the different. I like SpongeBob. SpongeBob is probably... probably one of my most watched TV series is when I was younger was SpongeBob. So I appreciate that. I don't really pronounce stuff wrong though. I read stuff wrong. Right? I pretty much pronounce most things okay, right? Other than if I read it and I say it wrong. Yeah, but with your name, for some reason, I get Shay. I always go to Shay, but it's Shy, isn't it? For some reason, Shay... I think it's because I had a Shay that I used to go to college with. And Shay's what comes into my head. So, like, I'm not even joking you. Every time I see your name, I think I get them mixed around now. Shy. Oh, yeah, I get it. I don't know. Your name does... It's a struggle for me. Struggles for me. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, and Sword, how was your birthday? I saw that you said it was your birthday and then I completely forgot to message.
Well, you're the artist formerly known as Jack. So you should know.
Exactly. I am an artiste. Thanks for that. I'd say I am actually. You're... Why? Were they really bad? Agree to disagree. You've always got a point to prove, haven't you, Lily? Haven't you? You can't even spell your name right. What an idiot. Fucking hell. Imagine being that stupid that you don't know how to put how many Y's go on your name. What an idiot. But hey, we can forget that. Have you ever watched Ben 10? I was never really into Ben 10. Who's that, Lily? Look up Are Real Monsters. Are Real Monsters. What the fuck is Are Real Monsters? Wait there. Oh, wrong one. Wait, what's this on Discord as well? Oh, they're on. Yeah, who's this Jacksus person you talk about, Lily? Who are you on about? Who's Lily on about? What an idiot. I'm getting new fucking Wi-Fi soon, and I don't know if it's good. Apparently it's better. Apparently we're going up like double the speed, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna make, because this Wi-Fi has been decent. I don't know if it's gonna fuck my Wi-Fi up. I really don't know. Someone I used to know. Who's that? He sounds pretty fucking cool though. To be fair, Lily, that's a cool way to spell Jack. What do you mean debatable?
Asked for my birthday, I'm old. I really don't do much. Just go out to eat, maybe buy some illegal weed to smoke.
Fuck yeah. I think I need to start smoking weed again. Sometimes do it. I think it'll calm my brain down. To be fair. Do you smoke weed a lot? Oh, but you can smoke it freely. I mean, you can over here, really. I mean, it's just weed in it. It's not that deep. You need the hardcore stuff. You know what? You're probably right. I think what I need is I need a DMT trip. Nah. I need to go on DMT and see the fourth dimension, the fifth dimensional realm. I think it'd make me see clearer. That's what I think I need. I do think I need some. I need to have a go with DMT. Okay, oh Lillian, it does calm you though, don't it? Shy. Yeah, that was one time. But it can. Yeah, but I've had one time like that. But I've had some times where I've been calmer on it. I'm only joking. I actually wouldn't do weed again. I've had like times when I just think it makes you too mongy sometimes. If you go on an AMD trip, you might not come back. Why not, Sword? Yeah, but I thought, like, has anyone in here done DMT? Has anyone done it in it? That's what I'm saying, but don't... Okay, do you believe that it does take you and you can see a different dimension? Do you think it's a portal, Sword? That might sound crazy now. But do you believe that it's like a portal to another dimension? Yeah, we don't need a more Mongy Jack. Fuck you, Alki. He's a Mong enough. Wow! Wow, Alki. Was that needed? Wow. Just smoke cornstarch. What's cornstarch? I believe it will show you whatever your mind believes it will. Yeah, but weren't they trying to map the DMT? Okay, they were trying to map the DMT realm out though, like at a university. Yeah, fuck you, Alki. Fuck you, Kerr. I'm actually sure, and that sounds crazy, but I'm sure they were like in the UK. There was a uni that were trying to do studies on it, on DMT, and like mapping it out. I'm pretty sure you can search that up and it will come up if you search that up. Hello, Leon. Did you have any DJing this weekend? DJ Little Lil. In the house. I might stream sometime in the week though. What? Not DJing? What are you gonna stream? What are you gonna stream? I just said, what are you gonna stream? Oh, what DJ? Oh, okay. What, you have DJing in the week? I don't know. I don't know. You could be like streaming gaming. Show off your shit skill at Roblox. I don't know. Many possibilities, Lillian. Many possibilities. Yeah. Shall I do a streaming driving? Shall I stream driving once? Shall I just go driving and stream? I do actually want to do that. I said I want to do it, and we could just talk and drive. Might be fun. I don't know. Yeah, crashing into a wallway, Lily. There is a funny video game called Long Drive. Oh, yeah. Let me guess. Do you go on a long drive? Perhaps. Actually, I'll crash into your wall. Go on then. Go on then. That's good. Yeah, it's fine, Shy. Other people do it. I think it's fine. Other people do it. Okay. Yeah, it does sound fun. I can have a look. I'm down. Send it to me on Discord. Send it to me on Discord. So Lily will probably miss even if her... You're oh, God. You're probably right. Why? There's no need to wow that, Lily. Algie was just talking the truth. And nothing but the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. Because we all know about women drivers, don't we, boys? Oh, God. I'm going to get banned. We just like telling the truth in here. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's funny.
Well, if you're looking for something to occupy your time, go to YouTube and look up all World of Warcraft cinematic trailers.
Oh yeah, I think I've looked at some. We've watched them before, haven't we? Some of them anyway. It's pretty cool. I mean, we can look at some. I was actually going to play Cyberpunk today, but I might not now. Have you ever played Cyberpunk, Sword? That seems like your... Actually, that seems like your sort of thing. Maybe. Okay, wait, Shy, are you driving it? Oh my gosh, I've really gotten into the internet's darkest. What do you mean, Lily? Oh yeah, sweet. Wait, I gotta remember now. Shy, are you from India? Or are you from that place that I didn't ever never heard of before? Or was that someone else? Who was the one from like Kyrgyzstan? Oh, you're from Malaysia. Okay. Who's from? Someone's from Is it Kurdistan? I can't remember now. Wait, Lily, what are you watching? Oh my god, I've got really into the internet's darkest corners. What is it? This guy called Nick. I get that. Really? I've never. What is it? What is this on YouTube? Does sound fun. What is it? This guy? It's like internet rabbit holes. Like what, Lily? Give me an example. Like conspiracy. Can do. What's it like? Or Algie send it to me on Discord. What is it? Conspiracy theories? What? Oh, okay. Spooky videos? Yeah, but if it's spooky, I don't really like that stuff. Well, like paranoia and shit. Paranormal. What do you mean by spooky? Dang, I enjoy. Really? I just don't know if they're real though. The paranormal stuff. You know, it's just like you could fake it quite easily. That sort of stuff. I feel like. Don't know. Paranormal stuff doesn't. I do get that. Do you like conspiracy stuff? Wait, Lily, do you like paranormal? What's this? What did you drop? What, the game? Oh, sweet, bro. Alright, I'll check it out. Okay. Wait, is that what we're doing today? Do you want me to watch this? It's half an hour though. Why is it like a tiny... Why is it only on a tiny screen? Watch the clip I sent. The clip you sent? Okay, wait there, wait there. Oh, can this work? Okay. But I get such random shit on this YouTube now because of that stuff Noah told, that fucking weird trans person Noah told me to search up. Now it just comes up on here. Fuck me. No, it's not Dub Noah. I get the weirdest fucking shit on here now. Can this work? What? You ain't sent me a clip. No, it's not Dub Noah. Get some weird shit come up on here. Wait, did you send me a clip? I can't see a clip, Algie. I just see a video. I'm just getting this come up. And it won't let me put it in full screen.
To report
For some reason.
that had taken...
What, so Lily, you watched this? Oh, why can't I do it in full screen though? Huh? Oh. They're a different one. They're all like fucking... What? What one do you want me to watch? Is this what we're doing now then? We're watching some fucking random... Whatever the fuck this is. I'm curious now, look. To know what this is. Yeah, but is there a good one? I enjoy all of it. Oh, Lily, so you've watched them all?
Upgrade your home today with a Dunster House ad.
Okay.
Dunster House's ad.
I see this one. What is this?
911 location emergency. Okay, what's going on?
Alright, this is Vortex.
It's the 7th of November, 2014. 45-year-old Joseph Parker dials 911 at 2:45 in the morning to report an urgent incident that had taken place inside his home in Springville, Tennessee.
So why is America?
An incident that had been solely his own doing.
Always America.
12 years on the 4th, which was 2 nights ago at 4 a.m. I shot my wife
Wow.
in the temple of her head. I thought I killed her. And I put her in the freezer
What?
out in the garage.
It happened on him and his wife Samantha's 12th wedding anniversary, a day that should have been a celebration, but instead had somehow ended in Joseph shooting Samantha at point-blank range, before proceeding to put her body inside their garage freezer. An awful crime that Joseph was now confessing to a 911 operator. But this confession wasn't the real reason for his call, as Joseph likely would have been content without ever reporting his own crime, had it not been for the fact that hours prior, he noticed something unusual.
In the garage. When I checked on her tonight, and she's not dead.
What?
She's got a big hole in the temple of her head, and to get her body moved around in there, I think I broke her wrist. You know, she was frozen from being in the thing. She's been in this thing 48 hours now.
What?
According to Joseph, Samantha was still alive, despite having a large hole in her head and spending so long in their freezer that she was seemingly frozen solid. When he checked on her that morning, he realized that she wasn't actually dead and was even still conscious. The scenario Joseph was describing should have been impossible, with it being so outlandish that Joseph felt the need to tell the operator that this wasn't a prank.
This is no prank call. I need somebody to get out there and help her out. But I promise
America is so weird, bro.
Still love it. You know,
This is only in America, this.
every day I just married to her. A rough stretch here.
He was being serious, and all he wanted to do now was get Samantha help, as he claimed to still love her despite everything he'd
how would you
done,
survive a
and
shot to
help
the
couldn't
head?
come quickly enough, as Joseph went into greater detail about just how bad Samantha's condition was, and how he was able to determine she was alive in the first place.
She's been frozen. For 2 days she's frozen solid. It's amazing she's still alive. She's getting tall. Can move her jaw.
Yeah, this is America. It seems to be America, but how would you survive being a shot in the head and then being shoved in a freezer for 2 days?
She's in bad shape. She's a mess. She can't talk. I could get her to blink. Blink once means yes. Blink twice means no.
Despite being unable to speak or move, Samantha was still blinking, and was actually blinking in response to questions Joseph was asking her, once for yes and twice for no. And in a moment of what appears to be a regret for what he had done, he tried to make things better by giving her blankets and pouring water in her mouth.
Look and the right position. What do you mean look? Look and... Oh. Yeah, okay, alright, okay, let's say you do survive it, but surely you'd need detention, surely you'd need medical aid, like, straight away. Oh, but I guess if you're in a freezer, it will slow your blood loss down, won't it? So actually, probably leaving her in the freezer is what kept her alive, right? If he would have just left her on the floor, she probably would have just bled out and died. Right? Did the freezer save her?
Garage, I made her as comfortable as I could make her. She tried to drink a little water.
These responses led to a lengthy, one-sided conversation that ended with Joseph vowing to get her help, which he was attempting to do now, as he drove miles away, clearing the scene for authorities and paramedics to save her, while calling 911 and explaining the surreal scenario.
We don't have a history of domestic disputes. You know, we never had to call the police and nothing. We just had a real bad night a couple of nights ago. I was waving the gun around. Got myself in trouble.
The two had a happy and healthy marriage that, for whatever reason, had turned sour on their anniversary, in what he referred to as a real bad night, where something in Joseph had snapped. But despite admitting to the murder, he made it clear that he had no intention of going to prison. He just wanted to make sure that Samantha was saved.
But
Don't want to get arrested tonight and all that.
Telling the
I
operator...
don't want to... That's what I'm thinking. The cold froze the blood on the outside. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've seen a news clip somewhere where this guy was hit with a bullet to the head and he... Something just fell. Really? Did he survive, Algie? This is what I'm saying. How some people are so dumb as well. This guy thinks he's not going to go to prison.
that they'll find her in the freezer, before ending the call shortly after.
You go to the garage, can't yell for you. Can't yell. But you go to the garage, that's where you'll see her once you get to the garage.
What?
Sure enough, when authorities entered Joseph and Samantha's home and ventured into the garage, they would see Samantha's red hair flowing out from the side of the freezer, and inside, they would find Samantha herself, frozen completely solid with a gunshot wound to her
No
head,
way.
in the same exact manner that Joseph had described. But other than this, it was clear that Joseph's retelling of events was flawed, to say the least, as Samantha hadn't just been placed inside the freezer, she had been jammed inside of it, as if he was desperate to get her to fit inside. So much so that he actually sawed off her left leg,
What?
along with making a series of other cuts to her body to get her to fit. And this wasn't even the most damning revelation, with the most important having to do with Samantha's condition. Just by looking at her, it was clear to the first responders that Samantha was dead, and had been dead for days,
Oh.
likely having been killed instantly by the gunshot.
Oh, so she
meaning
was
that
dead.
The blinking Joseph had witnessed was entirely hallucinated. It never could have happened, and yet that was his reality. and he fully believed it. Upon the discovery,
That ruined
Joseph
it.
quickly became the #1 most wanted man in Tennessee, and that same day, police would track down his vehicle as he appeared to have been trying to flee the state. But the officers got to him first, pulling him over and then surrounding his vehicle, drawing their guns and preparing for anything. But just as Joseph had said on the phone, he had no interest in going to jail, and that was something he was dead serious about. When officers finally got his car door opened, they would find Joseph Parker in the driver's seat, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. His death made it impossible to fully confirm why he had taken Samantha's life that night, but reports seemed to indicate that he had recently lost his job, and the couple was experiencing financial hardships, putting their home in danger of foreclosure, with this perhaps being the reason the two were arguing on their anniversary. But reports also indicate that this murder didn't happen in the midst of the fight, as evidence points to Samantha having been asleep at the time she was shot, adding some uncertainty to how the situation truly did unfold. One noteworthy discovery made after the fact was that at the time of his death, Joseph had drugs in his system, which could have been a factor in the murder itself, and it certainly was a factor in the hallucinations he was seeing afterwards, as he stood in his garage having full conversations with the frozen, mutilated corpse of the woman he had just killed, all the while truly believing it was all real, with this 911 call leaving a haunting impression on myself and the many others who have stumbled across it in the internet's darkest corners.
Breaking news and all this out of Brandon where her husband being incredible though. Like, really?
Fucking, there's some fucked up people, innit? Am I gonna get nightmares now? Oh, is there different ones in this?
Guys, 3 days into
This is
game,
better.
I uninstalled all other games in my phone.
Wow!
In-game ads, pay to win.
Lily, I can be a
save
knight.
except all of these nonsense. Here in this game, you'll only get pure RPG fun. No shortcuts, no VIP privileges.
I
Instead,
can be a
it's
knight.
every competitor you meet and every dungeon you cleared that makes you stronger. So, dive in. If you're ready for a real adventure.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to get done in a list view. Next, I set a priority and a due date to keep things on track. I create custom statuses to organize my progress exactly how I want. I like to add
Oh,
an
yeah,
action
that is
field
true.
so AI can show me the next steps.
Oh, my mouse has died. Oh, wait there a sec. What's this? Right. Anyway. Yeah, it's fucking dead. Okay. Let's plug it in. I've got so many wires. I've got too many wires, Lillian. Honestly.
Do you ever feel like you're being watched? Well, considering that you're online watching this video right now, there's a good chance that you are. Your
I know, I
internet
really
provider
do.
can see and log everything you do online. And not only are they watching what you browse, but here in the US, ISPs can legally collect and sell all of your browsing history, which often falls into the hands of advertisers and data brokers. It's an invasion of privacy for everyone, but it especially hits home for me. If you're familiar with my content, then you know...
Oh, we'll wait for Lillian. What's this?
I'm not in ads.
Oh. Oh,
I had
this?
to make some very questionable Google searches in the name of research. Let's just say my search history could raise a few eyebrows, and that's part of the reason why I take my online privacy so seriously. When your personal information can so easily fall into the wrong hands, protecting yourself matters. That's why I always recommend using a VPN to keep your data and your peace of mind.
Oh, what, you watch
safe.
quite a few,
Today's
Algie?
video is sponsored by one of the best, ExpressVPN. With a click of a single button, ExpressVPN encrypts and reroutes 100% of your network traffic through secure servers, meaning ISPs can't log your activity, leaving nothing to sell to advertisers and data brokers. On top of this, ExpressVPN utilizes their trusted server technology, which makes it physically impossible for them to store any customer logs. It's just a safer, more secure way to use the internet, at a time when our privacy has never been more
Josh, shall we
Find out
stay
how
with
you
this
can
for a
get
bit,
up to
though?
4 extra months by scanning the QR code on screen, clicking the link in the description box below, or by going to expressvpn.com/Crowley. Jennifer Sheffield's life was largely encapsulated by the posts she made on social media. She worked hard studying in medical school with the hope of becoming a
Well, it's up to you lot. I don't mind keep watching it. Do you lot want it?
TikTok page. But when she wasn't at school or at a hospital, her time was spent with her family. She had been married to a man named Brandon Sheffield for around a decade, and when they met, Brandon already had 2 children from a separate relationship. Though this didn't deter her in any way, and instead she took on the responsibility of helping to care for them, raising the children alongside Brandon as if they were her own for much of their lives, to the point where they seemingly started referring to her as their mother, a role that she thrived in, as she frequently posted pictures and videos alongside them. And the same was also true for her being a wife, as she loved to share her memories and moments with Brandon, cultivating this image of the perfect family and the perfect pair. But on social media, things are rarely ever as they
Here we
seem.
go.
And on the 10th of December 2024, Jennifer would drop a bombshell on her followers.
Here we go.
So, about to be a newly single mom, and I am in the middle of a divorce. My husband is being incredible though, like really and truly, like we're working together, everything's great, we're splitting everything down the middle, like, you know, everything is good.
After approximately 10 years of marriage, Jennifer announced that she and Brandon were getting a divorce. There was no explanation for why, just the simple fact that they were separated and had already started the divorce process, something that was reiterated by both of their Facebook relationship statuses as they shifted to single around the same time. Despite the sad and even shocking news, it was clear that they were handling it better than most. There didn't appear to be any resentment between them, as Jennifer described Brandon as having been incredible throughout the process, supporting her in any way possible, which was obviously good not only for them, but for their children, who were top of mind for the pair.
It is a very civil divorce with our daughter in mind, and I really appreciate that. However, you know, I'm going to be a mom, single income right now, and he will be helping with her. He will be supporting her.
What's going to happen?
You know, so essentially, like, I'm really thankful for that, and that I will not have to worry so much about supporting her.
It was apparent that there was some kind of custody split being discussed between them, which isn't really made fully clear in the video. But what was clear was how grateful Jennifer was for Brandon's support. But even with this help, this marked the first time in Jennifer's adult life that she was really on her own.
I've never done this before. I've never been on my own before. So, yeah, if you just have any tips, like, I would really appreciate it, because, like, I'm a little scared right now.
It was uncharted territory and something that she was understandably nervous about. But despite her fears, Jennifer maintained an optimistic attitude.
This isn't so weird at the
Thankfully,
moment.
At this point, the
What's going to
divorce
happen?
itself was going about as well as it could be. They were both supportive of each other. They
Yeah.
were both thinking of the children, and there seemed to be no bad blood between them. Though, as I said before,
Really?
on social media, things are rarely as they seem.
Yeah, so what happens then?
We have more breaking news now. This out of Brandon, where a husband and wife are dead following a murder. According to Brandon police, the couple was found on Toulon Street this morning after family conducted a welfare check on 30-year-old Jennifer Sheffield.
18 days after posting this video, praising Brandon Sheffield for the incredible way he had been handling their divorce, both Jennifer and Brandon would be found dead inside their Mississippi home. That morning, family members arrived at the house to perform a welfare check, but noted signs of foul play outside, leading to them calling the police. Inside, officers discovered the pair lying next to each other. Each had a single gunshot wound to the head, with one thing being blatantly obvious. Brandon Sheffield had been the one to pull the trigger both times, shooting Jennifer before turning the gun on himself. What happened that night isn't fully understood, but the
How
motive is
lovely.
fairly clear. this was likely the result of the divorce that Brandon had supposedly been handling so well. Though obviously there seemed to be more going on behind the scenes. Perhaps the violence was spurred on by the holiday season and Brandon's realization that this would be their last as a married couple. Or perhaps he just wanted Jennifer all to himself. And if he couldn't have her, no one could. Since her murder, Jennifer's video has become a morbid piece of internet history, and just seeing how full of hope she was is heartbreaking in hindsight. And because of Brandon's actions, not only was Jennifer robbed of her future, but these children were robbed of their mother figure and their father figure all in one night. And making this even more devastating, some articles have claimed that one of these children was actually in the house during the shootings.
Well,
What Brandon did was nothing short of evil.
it's
But
on
surprisingly,
the world's
no one
horrible,
has
isn't
seen
it?
this way. As the discourse around this case
So he's
has somehow led
America.
to people actually sympathizing with him, and even blaming Jennifer for her own murder.
Always
Sadly,
America.
This is just a fraction of the disrespect that Jennifer has faced since her death, as there have been numerous other online controversies surrounding her and her family. Though for the sake of this video, I don't want these to distract from the very real story and the very real victim at its core. A young woman who will now never get to experience the future that she was so hopeful for.
I had this feeling this morning for some reason to tell you that it's gonna be okay. You still have a purpose. You've got to keep pushing.
It is,
You
isn't it?
still
Really?
have a heartbeat. And that
Fucked.
means that you gotta keep going.
I do want to know what it is
It was
with
unlike
America.
she posted before. Throughout 31-year-old Rania Ibrahim's Facebook page, friends, family, and followers have been accustomed to seeing posts of her children,
Oh, here we go.
various
This
religious
is another one.
texts, and other media from her day-to-day life. But on June 14th, 2017, Rania would begin her very first live stream, and it was clear from the start that something had gone terribly wrong.
What is it? A bad one? Really?
Okay, I don't know. Bring the smoke in. Okay. You're not going to be able to breathe. Your children make someone outside. They're in the other flat. Are you sure? They've gone into the other flat.
The footage is from Rania's perspective, as she and another woman discuss what lies behind the front door of the apartment unit they were in. The woman, believed to be 33-year-old Isra Ibrahim, told her not to open the door as it would let the smoke in, while Rania insisted that people might still be out there and in danger, eventually leading to her peeking outside, and in turn giving us a glimpse inside their nightmare situation.
There's too much smoke here.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, I'm not opening.
Oh, is it on fucking? Is the building on fire? What the fuck's going on?
The door opens for just a split second, revealing a thick layer of black smoke, the loud ringing of fire alarms, and someone pounding on a door. Rania eventually calls out to whoever was knocking outside, beckoning them towards her.
Hello, come here. Come here. No. Hello. Come. Quick.
To which 57-year-old Gary Maunders emerges from the smog, completely covered in ash. It was a dramatic scene, and one that you can start to piece together based on the footage alone, as it was clear that there was a fire raging inside that apartment complex, and the entire floor Rania was filming on had been filled with smoke. Smoke that essentially trapped her and a few others inside this flat. Given the sheer amount of smoke in that hallway, it was obvious why the others in the room insisted on keeping that door closed. But Rania continued to hit back on this, as she didn't want anyone to be stuck out there alone.
Yeah, we're gonna let all the smoke in. You're gonna kill. Oh no! What? Wait, why don't they just go? Why are they just staying in there?
Before eventually conceding and closing the door for good. It was obvious that the situation was dire, but just how dire wasn't revealed until Rania made her way over to the window.
Okay, I'm not going. Okay. العمارة ولعت من تحت. لا إله إلا الله.
They were 23 stories in the air, in the highest floor of the Grenfell Tower, located in North.
Oh, it's about Grenfell. This is in UK.
where Rania and hundreds of others lived. And now, somewhere in that high-rise, was a growing fire.
Oh, this was in. I've never seen this before.
إحنا في آخر دور هو اللي لسه ما ولعش. يا ربنا يستر إن شاء الله.
Oh fuck!
As she looks out the window, Rania tells her viewers that she believes the fire had started from the bottom of the structure and was quickly working its way up to them.
I remember
with it now
this.
being just one floor below them.
Don't they start jumping
This
out?
wasn't the story that Rania and the others in the room were being told, as each time they would dial 999, the operators would tell them that the fire was generally contained and leave them with one clear instruction: stay put. This was the name of a nationwide rescue policy for all high-rise fires that stated that people should stay in their flats and wait for rescue as opposed to trying to escape on their own, as buildings like these were made from thick concrete and should hypothetically keep fires relatively contained in the flat that they started in for an estimated time period of around 2 hours. And considering that this fire had started roughly 1 hour before Rania's stream, they should have been relatively safe until rescue crews got to them. And when looking outside, the fire wasn't even noticeable, meaning it was possible it was still contained and had simply been producing a lot of smoke. But that belief was far too optimistic for reality.
Fire brigade.
Yeah, hello, hi, in the fire, flat 16 Greenfield Tower.
Sorry, a fire where?
Flat 16 Greenfield Tower. It's the 4th floor.
Right, okay.
Quick.
They're on their way
Incoming.
already.
Fuck, yeah, I remember this was massive when this happened. Weren't there something to do?
Approximately 1 hour earlier, on the 4th floor of the tower, a man called 911 to report that his freezer had caught fire. It was an incident that had happened through no fault of his own, and due to his quick phone call, firefighters would arrive on the scene within minutes.
Why they
One of
got-
them was wearing a camera that showed that they were able to handle the blaze in a relatively efficient manner. With the camera using thermal imaging and heat sensors to assure that the fire was fully out. The camera scans around, showing a few items strewn about that were still at relatively high temperatures. But other than that, the room was completely clear, and it seemed as though the fire was out for good, until the camera panned to the window. Revealing scorching hot droplets of debris falling from the outside like molten rain. The fire had spread above them and was now burning up the side of the building in a manner that was completely unprecedented and defied any sort of logic based on the firefighters' knowledge of the scene. And by the time they even realized what was happening, things were already out of hand.
I think it was London. Yeah, I remember this. This wasn't that long ago, was it? Grenfell Tower. I remember when this happened over here. When was this? Like 2018?
Fire, what?
Why I fly KLM? They fly from
Fuck, I never knew someone that had a live stream of it while it was happening.
was huge, and within just that first hour, nearly the entire building was engulfed in flames. And Rania was now trapped on the tallest floor, opposite to where the fire was raging. And she wasn't alone. Not only were there over 100 people left in the building at this time, but 2 of them were Rania's own children. 4-year-old Fethia and
Fuck.
3-year-old Tanya, who were stuck in the same flat as their mother and several others. With desperation mounting, some of the others called out the window for help.
We're stuck on the 23rd floor! Hello!
كان في لندن فين؟
Too many people stuck upstairs!
Until the stream went dark roughly 6 minutes later. Despite things looking grim for the group on the 23rd floor, there was still some optimism about their rescue, as even 30 minutes after the stream had ended, those in the group were told once again by 999 operators to stay put, with the operator even telling them that the fire was contained to the 4th floor, which clearly wasn't the case. Rania's sister later spoke to the media about a phone call that they had shared around the same time, where she begged Rania to try and leave, recalling, "She did not. She respected and trusted and believed that they are coming to rescue them." And by this point, there were hundreds of rescuers on the scene, along with multiple helicopters flying around them, which only further kept their faith alive. But tragically, this was all a cruel facade. Internally, fire crews were told not to go past the 12th floor shortly after Rania's stream ended. It was just too dangerous. And as for the helicopters, well, those trapped inside would have had no idea that those were actually just police helicopters, merely used for surveillance. They
Fuck.
weren't even equipped for rescue, nor were they ever considered to be used for that, as getting too close would have blown more air on the fire and made the blaze even worse, meaning that those helicopters offered them no chance at survival. They were entirely on their own, leading to authorities finally telling them to try and escape by themselves. But by this point, there was no point. This was 2 hours after the fire had started, and an hour after Rania's stream. The fire had completely taken over the structure, and inside there was only one single stairway. A stairway that was now impossible to safely traverse for anyone on the higher floors. Even attempting it would have been a death sentence. The orders for them to shelter in place had cost them valuable time, and in turn, any chance at leaving while they could. And it was all for a rescue that was now impossible, leaving them completely trapped. Rania, Fethia, Hanya, and everyone else shown in this livestream would perish in what we now know today as the Grenfell Tower Fire, a fire that claimed the lives of 72 people, and one of the worst fire tragedies in Europe's history. And while we've covered many large-scale tragedies on this channel before, few have been more preventable than this one. The Grenfell Tower was built back in 1974, and around...
Because wasn't there like loads of shit with this, Lily? Aggie might not know because it was on our TV all the time, but weren't like the building was like not up to scratch, was it? Like it couldn't have been prevented, right? If I remember rightly. Yeah. Yeah, fuck.
2010s, its concrete exterior was beginning to look outdated in an area that was experiencing a wave of modernization. The neighborhood was becoming trendier and wealthier, and the tower was becoming an eyesore to some. And so the decision was made...
If it was me in that situation before it was getting bad, I would have just gone down anyway. I would have seen if I could have got down. I wouldn't have waited. If they would have gone, they may have survived if they didn't wait.
Management organization, along with the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea,
they might have been able to get down.
Refurbished the exterior by adding new siding known as cladding to give it a more modern appeal. It was purely aesthetic, but its effects were horrific. The cladding was created by a company called Arconic, which had tested it numerous times to see how it held up to fire, and the results were awful. Their ACM cladding received a grading of F, with it being apparent that it was extremely flammable, with some likening it to gasoline due to how quickly it would erupt into flames, while also producing 3 times the amount of smoke as usual fires. But despite having these test scores and even acknowledging their failure in multiple emails sent throughout the company, notoriously following up their F score with the line, "Oops."
Wow.
They not only refused to fix the problem, but they also kept selling it.
They probably could have... Yeah, I know. I know, man. That's fucked. Yeah, because they could have... Fuck, they may... Because the stairwell may not have been lit at that point. You got no. It's just I don't know why that one was. Yeah, because I remember this. All right, sweet Lillian.
Those in charge of the project wanted it done as cheaply as possible, and this
fucked.
ACM cladding was as cheap as it got, and so they chose it despite knowing the fire risk. And worst of all, they had the opportunity to buy a version of this product that was actually flame retardant, but they opted for the cheaper, more dangerous product, which in the end only saved them about £5,000,
Wow.
or roughly $6,500 USD. Arconic knowingly sold this flammable product. The companies working on the Grenfell Tower refurbishment knowingly bought the flammable product. And in the end, it all resulted in a disaster that they all should have seen coming. And when you couple this with the flawed orders to shelter in place, and the fact that there was only one stairwell, it was a recipe for disaster. This was always going to happen. This was a failure on so many levels for so many parties, and it all traces back to greed and the value of money over the lives of innocent people like Rania and her children. Despite the fire starting 8 years ago, justice has yet to be served, as investigations are still ongoing to this day, leading to an agonizing wait for all those who lost loved ones in the blaze, with the trials themselves not expected to start for another full year.
Wow, that one did fascinate me. Algiston. Do you want to carry this on or what? I don't mind, to be fair. I was going to play today, but... Wow, Algie, my boss has messaged me. Yeah, it's I had a thing, bro. What's he saying? Hey mate, try my best to find. No, I thought this. Basically, I'll tell you. So basically, what's happened is, as well, he's been a bit funny as well. He's been a bit rude about it, but so. Okay, let me. Um. Okay. No, so basically, what happened was, Algie, is so when Dan, so over here you need your gas certification, yeah, to do like boilers. And when me and Dan aren't actually gas safe yet. You know, we ain't got the actual certificate where Dan is doing it. Dan's like in the process of doing it. He's got like another little bit and then he's like got the gas safe bit. But once you do that, you have to renew it every 4 years. You have to keep doing it. It's like a thing you have to. So even when I do it, you have to do it every 4 years. You have to keep renewing it. So Dan's nearly done his. But the first time you do it, it's longer. Like once you've done it once, it's like a week course after that. So every 4 years, you have to go back for a week. But your first time you do the gas safe, it takes like a year to do. So when Dan first started working with this guy, Dan done a boiler for him. And then Harry, so basically, because you can go and do them, but like you just need someone to sign it off, if that makes sense. So you need someone who is gas safe to go and check it over to sign it off. So Dan done a boiler for him, and then our boss never fucking went and checked the boiler. If that makes sense. So like Dan isn't gas safe. Dan went to do the boiler, and because our boss is gas safe, he's meant to go back and check over the boiler to sign it off. To say it's okay to work, you know, and it's safe. Our boss never went back to sign off Dan's boiler. And then because it didn't get signed off, the client then rang up Gas Safe and said, my boiler hasn't been... Luckily, the boiler was fine. But it didn't get checked. You know? So now... Because then the client rang Gas Safe up, our boss is in a bit of shit with him. So he now doesn't want me on the boilers anymore. So because Dan is in the process of doing it, he's okay with Dan being there, but he doesn't want me there as well. So that's some of the issue right now as well. And he's pretty much just told me that he is going to try and get me as much work. But the only good thing is that in the summer, it won't be as many boilers. And once Dan's gas safe, it will be fine. But he's not at the moment. But he's pretty much said... Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So now I'm and Dan. because it's better when there's two of us. Like we get it done quicker on a lot of the stuff. Yeah, so I'm taking the brunt because he didn't go and check. Yeah, so now I'm not going to have as much work with him. And Dan's going to be on his own. Because, yeah, he's pretty much just said, like, as well in a message, pretty much saying, look, if you want to work with someone else for a few days, do it. So that's pretty much a sign to me that, yeah, he's like pretty much saying, yeah, if you can get other work for a bit, do that. So pretty much I'll. It's just shit, bro. Fuck it, I don't want to do it anyway. I got to fucking get this going. That's shit, man. Yeah, exactly. That is no, it does seem like I will have days, but it just ain't gonna be like. It might not be all the time. That is so annoying. I sort of knew this was gonna happen. Fuck it. Trust me. This is a good thing in disguise. I got to start smashing this out, bro. Which I am anyway, but fuck it. bit annoying. That is a bit annoying because like it was like a good routine, you know, how it was set up with this. It was like good, but okay, we can deal with it. We can deal with it. It's just yeah. Yeah, so I'm pretty much taking the brunt for it. Crazy. I know. Because the thing is that how it was set up, because I was doing like 3-4 days a week, it's hard to get that with someone else, with what I was doing, especially doing boilers. That was a pretty sweet little gig I had. But it's not like it's over, it's just it's just for now. That's the thing. It could just be... The thing is, as it gets warmer, you don't do boilers as much. You do more bathrooms. So that is the only thing. Like, once the summer comes around and it's just bathrooms, then it should be normal again. But it might be the next, like, 2 months. Month might be, like, hardly anything. But hey, you know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna have to make this work, aren't we? I'm just gonna have to make this work now. I'm gonna have to make this work. I want it to work as well. Fuck that. Yeah, okay. It's cool. Algie, maybe it's a good thing in a way. maybe it was a good thing. You know? It is if you believe it is. Yeah, exactly. I think it is. I think, again, it's like I was saying, it's how you perceive the situation. You know? It's just funny, though, you know? Like, people just use you, though, innit, as well. It's like, he's just completely used me, really, with stuff. And now, because of, like you said, because of his fuck up, it's like on me. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh god. Well, hopefully though, we can get this moving. Oh yeah. Oh god. The thing is though, I really do. I don't know if I said it before. I don't know if I should be like this still, but I really do believe. We can do it. You know? You know, Algie? Right. Fuck it, we might as well stream. Let's keep going. I'm gonna have to up it. I think honestly now I'm gonna have to because why not? Yeah, I know. I have to though. It keeps me going. I'm tempted now. If this is the case for a little bit, for the next month or two, I'm tempted to go back to doing longer streams, like every day. Like, because as long as I'm still putting the clips out, we do like 4-hour streams again. Because then it just gives me more shit to clip. You know? And then maybe we can and then instead of doing like what we used to do, where we just do fucking 4 hours of gaming, we can do like reactions like we just did. You know? Do you know what I mean? We can react, we can sit and chill for an hour or two, and then do like the game for a few hours. You know? Hey Lilium. How are you? How was your dinner? I'm good, how are you? I'm doing okay. It seems like I might not be able to work with Dan anymore. Seems like I've lost that job, Lily. And it actually isn't because of me either. It's because of the boss. It's fucked up. No, it's not me. It's nothing to do with me. Why sound wow, Alki? What? I know everyone always assumes it's me. I know. I know. Fuck. No, Lily. You know what? I'm seeing it as a sign that streaming is my true destiny. You know? Oh, I got an it. Fuck. But hey. Shall we finish that off? We can finish it. I still haven't finished the video. I sort of stopped when you went. Yeah, come on then. It's actually...
It was the usual start to the day for Rhoda McFarland, The 42-year-old manager of the Lane Bryant store in Tinley Park, Illinois, was no stranger to big sales.
It's the Have It All sale at Lane Bryant.
Lane Bryant had a habit of launching monthly clearance events, sending out flyers and airing commercials in the days and weeks before to let all of their customers know. And this day, February 2nd,
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
was yet another one of these sales. She knew it would be a busy day, and potentially a stressful one for one of her employees, as that morning only one worker was scheduled to open the store, something that Rhoda disagreed with, leading to her coming in to help, even though she had the day off. But like I said, this was a typical morning for her, as this was just the kind of person she was, always willing and wanting to help others. And as she clocked in for work that morning at 10 a.m., she and her coworker braced for a potential rush of excited shoppers. The rush, however, wasn't as dramatic as they may have expected, and in the first 15 minutes or so of opening, only 5 people had entered the store, 4 of which were female shoppers looking for some deals, while the 5th was a delivery man who walked in holding a stack of papers. The man approached them and made casual conversation, but after a few minutes had passed, he kind of just lingered around, never actually delivering anything, which Rhoda found strange, especially considering that it was Saturday, a day that they typically didn't receive packages.
Does everyone always die in
More and
these?
more suspicious by the minute, Rhoda quietly placed a call to a nearby Lane Bryant store, who confirmed to her that there was in fact nothing scheduled to be dropped off that day. But before she could even process this information, an incident was already unfolding around her. Out of nowhere, the delivery man pulled out a pistol and pointed it at the women, yelling at them to hand over the money from the register, before proceeding to round up Rhoda, her employee, and the 4 women shopping, demanding that they all give up their cash and jewelry. After he was satisfied with the collection, he forced the women to the back of the store, where one by one he bound them with duct tape, placing them each face down on the floor, and putting underwear over their heads to obstruct their view. In the minutes following, he would venture back out into the store where 2 other women had entered, and they too were then robbed and then forced into the back room, where they were eventually subdued, but not before he struck one of them in the face with his pistol, nearly knocking her unconscious. It appeared to be a fairly high-level robbery, but after he now had them all in the back room, the whole operation seemed to grind to a halt. It was like he didn't know what to do next, as he started pacing the room and slowly losing his cool. The minutes ticked on, and the more time that passed, the more agitated he became. It was clear that the pressure was getting to him, and sensing his disorganization, Rhoda seized the opportunity, quietly slipping her hand free, allowing her to call 911 through her Bluetooth headset.
911 emergency. Where at?
Despite the man being in the room with her and the others, Rhoda managed to alert authorities to her exact location, telling them to hurry and making it clear that the situation was urgent. In the background, you can also hear the robber himself, whose disheveled state is apparent as he outwardly states, the operator was on it, quickly dialing dispatch and telling Rhoda not to hang up.
Stay on the line, let me get you to Tinley Park, don't hang up.
Though within just a split second, the call disconnected. By some stroke of good fortune, there was actually an officer in that shopping center only about 100 feet away, and from the time that Rhoda made that call, the officer managed to arrive on the scene within just a few minutes. He rushed inside the store, but inside he found nothing, until he made his way over to that back room. Inside, he would find them. 6 women with underwear over their heads, lying on the floor, each one having been shot execution style just seconds after Rhoda's 911 call.
Wow.
It was a mass murder, but in the midst of this awful scene, one thing was missing: the killer himself. And so authorities flooded the area, scanning and searching all over for the gunman, who was described as a black man with a husky build and a single braid that fell to his right cheek that ended in green beads. And the reason they knew exactly what he looked like wasn't because of security footage, as at the time the store didn't even have any CCTV cameras, but instead, it was because one of the women actually survived.
What?
When the man began his executions, he moved his way over to the employee that Rhoda came in to help, and when he fired his gun, she moved at just the right moment, causing the bullet to graze her neck, to which she proceeded to then play dead so that the man wouldn't notice.
Wow.
And thankfully, he didn't. Her testimony is the reason why we know exactly what this
The
man looks
luck!
like, and why we know what those moments were like before the shooting. But despite this, after doing a thorough search of the area, even utilizing a helicopter, there was no trace of the killer. CCTV footage from a neighboring store showed that just before Rhoda made that call to 911, 2 large SUVs pulled up in front of the building right after the shooting likely occurred. It's believed that both of these SUVs were involved in some way, with one potentially being a lookout and the other likely being the getaway car, explaining how he would have gotten away so quickly. Not to mention that the store was located right near the entrance of an interstate, which could have taken them out of the state extremely quickly.
Did I not catch him?
That was 18 years ago.
Fuck!
And today, neither the shooter nor the drivers have ever been identified.
No way.
Marking a rare instance in which a mass shooting in America went unsolved, leaving us with so many unanswered questions to this day, with one of the biggest being the motive. Police have labeled this as a robbery gone wrong, which does seem to be the case. But why Lane Bryant? And why come in the morning when there was next to no cash in the register?
That doesn't make any
total,
sense.
The killer only made off with about $200, and that's including the cash he stole from the women. One of the main theories today is that the killer had planned on taking customers hostage as they entered the store, but perhaps he grew frustrated at the lack of customers that day, until he eventually noticed that Rhoda was making a 911 call,
Why did the
which
emo
caused him to
kid
panic
get
and
jealous
start shooting.
during Christmas?
But what
Because he saw the ornaments hanging.
Wow. Wow. Wow, Algie. Fuck. That's a good
What
one.
gets me about this is that he never covered his face at any point, which makes me wonder if he was planning on killing these women all along.
This is
So if
weird
that's
one, this
true,
one.
How could this ever have been worth it? Due to just how bizarre this
Don't you
whole
think?
situation is, some have posed other theories, like perhaps this was someone with a drug addiction who was looking for quick cash to get his next fix, perhaps explaining his rapidly deteriorating behavior, or even that the suspect was actually a woman who never got caught because police were primarily looking for a male. But it's impossible to know for sure at the moment, and might not ever be known, as despite having survivor testimony, an exact
Ginger
description
is
of
the
this man's
N-word
face
for
and
white
body,
people.
his voice, and even his DNA, which was discovered under one of the victim's fingernails, we still have no idea who this man is, or where he went.
Here's a crazy theory right now for you. Here's a crazy theory. What if the woman that survived... Oh no, that wouldn't make sense, would it? Because she called the police. I was going to say, what if the woman that survived was the fucking killer? But I don't know if that would work, would it? Because that woman was on the police. Oh no, but she didn't. She wouldn't have had a chance to say who was doing it. Yeah, imagine if the killer was the one that survived and she cut herself on done it on purpose to make it look like she had been grazed. Yeah, no. What I was gonna say is that don't. What I was gonna say is that it can't be her because no, don't pay attention to that bit. I was just being an idiot because in my head I was like, what if the one that did do the phone call? Surely she would have told the police that it was someone that she worked with. If you get me. Surely I was just thinking maybe she would have been like, oh yeah, someone I've worked with has just pulled out a gun, but no, she wouldn't have had time to say that anyway. Yeah, but she wouldn't have had time to say that anyway, because if you hear on the phone call, she's just like, get here now. You know? She wouldn't have had time to describe who it was. What, man? Maybe it was. What if it was her? What if she is the one that done it? The one that survived. I think that's a plausible... Because that's... What, she hated all the other ones she worked with. Because the odds of her surviving are... Like what? So she somehow luckily moved out of the way of a bullet at just the right time. It's like just grazed. You know the fucking odds of that? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because, like I said, it doesn't seem like a robbery. Because if it was a robbery, you wouldn't go in the morning, would you? You'd go later on when there's actually money there. He only took $200 or something was missing. You know? That's crazy though. I've never usually like that's crazy that someone killed 5 people and they think no one's been caught for that. So whoever done that's still out there now. Maybe even watch this video. Crazy. That's a wild one, you know. Send this. Send in the. Well, surely it's a plot. Do you know? It's not a bad fit, like, because it doesn't really make any sense, and the drug thing doesn't. If it sounds like that they were taking out execution style. I feel like a druggie isn't gonna go in there and get you all on your knees and like. That's the execution style, isn't it? Is when you're like on your knees. And your head's down and they just go bang. How the fuck are you how are you moving out the way? That doesn't make sense to me. Because he clearly said that whoever done it executed him, like execution style. That's like on your knees, head up, back of the head. What, so somehow the gun's like that and she's... No, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Really doesn't make any sense. I don't think a druggie would... That's weird. That's a fucking weird one, that. That is a real fucking weird one. Don't you think? I didn't even think of that when I was watching it the first time. Yeah, because it doesn't add up. Like, just think if you've got a gun and someone's like, if someone's like that with you, like fucking like that, and you're there, how the fuck are you? What, you're just gonna suddenly go like that and it's gonna graze your neck? Do you know how quick? No, that don't. That's weird. I think my theory is maybe that the one that survived, because again, maybe she fucking hated it. Maybe she's a fucking psycho and she don't like any of the others that she worked with. Because it was only colleagues, right? That was in there. It wasn't, right? Maybe she didn't like him. Yeah, exactly. What else is the motive? There's always a motive for something. But again, even if it was for the money though, Lily, why would you kill him? You would just take the 200 and leave. Doesn't make any sense for why you... Even if you were a druggie, you would have gone. You would have taken the money and gone. Once you've got the money. Do you know? Yeah, but if they've got no cameras, it ain't gonna really... Like, if there was no cameras there, they're only gonna get a rough sketch, aren't they? It ain't gonna... Yeah, but again though, Lily, whoever done it put them in the room first for a bit. You would have just killed them straight away. You would have took them back. He waited. It's like he was they were waiting. Whoever it was waiting. That is true. Yeah, fuck knows them. Ah, that's a weird... That is, yeah, maybe. That's a weird one. Yeah, that is a real strange one. Do you want to? To be fair, I do want to watch this because I am curious about this. The whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. But I feel like that's for another time because that's an hour. I am very interested. Because there's a lot on it, and I still don't really know the full like. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot. Oh really? Yeah, it's fucking weird. I do want to. Yeah, the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing is kind of wild. It really is wild. That's what I'm saying. Because have you ever seen the interviews of him? He seems like he's quite intelligent, ain't he? He ain't fucking stupid. He's quite. I've seen some interviews of him. He's like, he knows his shit. It's really fucking weird. But I think he was working for the CIA, Lily, to be honest. I think he was like a plant. I think he was like working for him. You know? No. No, I think he got his money on his own, but I'm saying then I think it turned into he was working for him. Like he was like blackmailing people pretty much. So like you get these famous people there, you get them doing fucked up shit, you record it, and then the government have blackmail. Do you get what I mean? Like I think he used it as a way to so the government like you get like people like I don't know, you get people like presidents like Bill Clinton. You get him there. You get him doing the shit. They record it. The CIA get it, and then bro, he's just gonna be a puppet. Whatever the CIA want him to do, he's gonna have to do it because they've got shit on him. I think that's what was going on, because bro, they must have knew he was doing this. That island was going on for like 20 years. They must have knew what was going on. You know? Just no way they didn't. But hey. Shall we watch a few more, Lily? I don't mind, to be fair. It's up to you. But I think I'm going to try and do... I was saying to Algie, I think I'm going to try and start doing a bit longer. Yeah, I know. Well, the government do fucked up shit, Lily. You got to think, they don't answer to anyone. You know? They're not like us. Like, we answer to the police. They have no fucking one to tell them what they can and can't do. They make the rules. You know? And they get away with it. Because they have not... Like, these governments, they don't have anyone to give them a slap on the wrist. Especially countries like America when they're that powerful. You know?
The following video is sponsored by Simply Save. There's no save like Simply Save.
This feels like OG, Lily. I think it's just me and you in here right now. This is like Final Fantasy, but now we're doing conspiracy theories.
On the morning of March 22nd, 2024,
well, not
the
conspiracy
Sheriff's
theories,
Office was flooded with calls about an incident that had taken place near the Wasco Amtrak station
Yeah.
in Wasco, California. The incident involved a pedestrian who was reportedly walking dangerously close to an active train track before being struck by an oncoming locomotive, a situation that authorities knew was likely unsurvivable. Police arrived at the scene shortly after 8 a.m. and were met with
yeah, that's pretty cool.
the bloody aftermath of the accident, as they found 48-year-old Horatio Ayala Penosa deceased on the tracks, with the force of the impact being so strong.
No, Algie, I didn't know you were here. I thought you're gone. It's only telling me I have one. It's only telling me I have one viewer, Algie, right now. I didn't know you were still here. It says one person's watching me. Ah. That's what it says.
That his body was torn apart and scattered off.
Oh, Swords here. Really? Why does it say I only got one viewer? I don't know then. It only says I have one viewer right now. But no, you should not leave, Algie. You should not leave.
Throughout the area. At first, it was believed to have been a clear-cut, but after interviewing some of the witnesses, police learned that the man had never stepped in front of the train, and rather, he had actually been sucked underneath as a result of walking too closely, painting a clearer picture that this was all a tragic accident.
Sucked
But
underneath?
as police were conducting these interviews, one strange detail kept coming up, as apparently, Horatio wasn't the only one on the tracks around the time of the incident, with there allegedly having been one other man standing nearby, a man who took off shortly after Horatio had been killed. And strangely, witnesses believe they saw the man reach down and pick something up before leaving. For the officers on the scene, finding this man became the next obvious order of business. But by this point, he had already found himself a few blocks away, where he was spotted by a group of construction workers. The group watched as the man walked towards them, appearing to hold some sort of large item in one of his hands, the same item that had been taken from the train tracks. And the closer he got, the clearer it became what exactly this thing was. It was a human leg.
What? No way.
For some inexplicable reason, when the train had dismembered Horatio, this man had run over and picked up his leg, and he was now waving that leg on the sidewalk of a nearby road, with the construction crew claiming that he had been banging it against the fence as he walked towards them, and at one point had even struck the leg against one of their machines. Upon the realization, a wave of fear washed over the group, as they were unsure what this man had done to get this leg, or what he would do next, though that was something that even the wildest of imaginations could have never predicted.
Fuck. He's eating it! No! What the fuck?
The man looked down at the leg and began eating it, as the workers watched on in horror. Officers arrived on the scene immediately after this, and when they asked the man what he was doing with the leg, he explained that it belonged to him, and that he was taking it to a nearby hospital to have it reattached. But it was obvious to everyone there that this man wasn't missing any of his legs, with the officers having to go as far as to prove it to him by making him roll up the sleeves of his pants and touch both of his legs. His explanation was completely nonsensical, and obviously didn't account for the fact that he was literally eating the leg just minutes before, leading to officers immediately placing him under arrest. His name was Rosendo Tejas, a 27-year-old man who had been experiencing homelessness and had been living on a street near the train tracks, with police determining that he did in fact have nothing to do with the actual death of Horatio. He just so happened to be near the tracks at the time, where he would first witness the accident, and then, for some unknown reason, take Horatio's leg and start eating it. It appears as though this was the result of a combination of both drugs and alcohol, as he was found carrying narcotics when he was taken into custody, and he had just been captured by security cameras purchasing alcohol at a nearby liquor store
So he's fucked
just
up
hours
then.
before the incident. But what's so interesting about this footage is just how normal Rosendo seems. In fact, the people working there knew him quite well, as he stopped in almost daily, where he was described as being polite and ordinary, including on the day of that incident. In fact, it's said that at first the shop owners didn't believe that Rosendo could have possibly done this, but it seems that whatever substances he had taken that day had changed him. Rosendo Tejas was charged with 2 counts of removal of human remains, and 1 count of destroying or concealing evidence, as well as resisting a police officer, and was sentenced to 1 year in prison after pleading no contest, bringing this absurd case to an end.
Oh, you got a year for
His
that.
unsettling behavior will forever live on in one of YouTube's darkest videos.
Wow. Why would you... I know this is going to sound crazy to say this, but... I'm surprised you would even get a year for that. Because he just found a leg, really, on the... Hey, surprised you'd get a year in prison. Is that just me that thinks that's crazy? Because he didn't know it was a crime scene, I guess. I feel like he should get more. Did he watch it, though? No, but I don't know if he watched it, did he? Oh, I guess he did. I guess, yeah, I guess you are right. I guess you are right.
Fun of Halloween should not include mischief.
It was just past 10 p.m. Safely tucked away in her second-story apartment, 20-year-old Hannah Vivaretti set up her phone to record a video of herself dancing. For her, this was a meditative practice, a way of unwinding after a long, stressful day, and to truly feel at peace.
Oh, here we go.
But that day, fate had other plans. As Hannah was dancing, something off camera caused her to stop dead in her tracks and yell, "Who are you?" It was a man whom Hannah had never seen before, standing in the doorway of her balcony, which again was on the second floor.
What?
Meaning that man had climbed up, cracked open the door, and was now standing in her home staring at her, quietly muttering nonsensically with a big grin on his face.
Who are you? Who are you? Please get off.
Hannah stopped the music
Fuck
and again
that.
asked, "Who are you?"
I'd
To which
spear
the
him
man
off the
responded by
fucking...
saying,
Please get out. No, please get out. Yes.
but her demeanor and the panic in her voice made it all too clear that this was far from the case.
Who are you? Please get out of my apartment right now.
She started to make her way over to her phone and then towards the front door. All the while, the man kept calmly insisting that they be friends, but Hannah was having none of it.
Please get out of my apartment right now.
Opening her front door and, in the process,
Get out. Get out.
pointing the camera directly at the intruder, giving us our first and only glimpse of the man
What?
as he's standing still in the balcony doorway. And with her front door now open, she yelled at him to get out, loud enough for the neighbors to hear.
Get out.
Which finally caused the man to retreat. As it turns out, Hannah did actually know who this man was, at least vaguely, as he lived in the same apartment complex.
No
He
way.
never actually spoke to her. He would always just stare and smile,
Fuck.
making it apparent that he had some sort of sick interest in her. As for why he entered her home that night, it's fairly obvious that his intentions were incredibly sinister, with Hannah recalling that during the entire experience, his hands never left his hoodie pocket, making her wonder if he was holding onto some sort of weapon that he may have been planning to use on her. But thankfully, because of her swift reaction, we'll never truly know what he had planned that night. Days after the incident, police would arrest 36-year-old Angel Moses Rodriguez Gomez and charge him with stalking, second-degree assault, third and fourth-degree burglary, and malicious destruction of
What would
property.
you do, Lily?
But surprisingly, shortly after his arrest, they allowed him to walk free on bail.
Of course they
And
did.
given that he lived in the same apartment complex as Hannah and clearly knew where she lived, this decision was incredibly controversial.
So
with Hannah
dumb.
herself stating in an interview that, "I just don't think it's fair that he's walking freely right now, and I have to watch my back at every angle."
They're so dumb.
Thankfully, the court's decision would not lead to any further escalations in the case, and today Angel no longer lives in the country. But the footage is incredibly chilling nonetheless, and it sent me down a rabbit hole of home invasion videos late the other night. And here on YouTube, I came across countless unsettling examples.
Wow, there's loads of shit on the internet, isn't there?
One such example comes from Saratov, Russia.
There's
It shows
another
a
one.
woman moments after being awoken by the sound of knocking as she lay in bed in her apartment. It was around 4:30 a.m., which was already unusual enough, but things became downright horrifying for her when she realized that the knocking wasn't coming from the door. It was coming from the window.
Oh, fuck that. Oh, this is actual footage. Oh, mate.
Outside of her window was a man banging his head against the glass over and over again. And equally as disturbing,
I'd go and knock this fucking bitch out.
she was 2 stories up, and she didn't have a balcony. Across the street, a neighbor filmed the incident as it happened.
Look at this
Noticed that
prat.
The man was standing on one of the building's gas pipes.
Oh, I'd push
while
this
he
cunt
continued
off
to
here.
strike the window. Eventually, these hits grew so forceful that the glass started to break, and his head began bleeding profusely.
I'd
finally
push him
leading to
off.
The man stopping, but not in the pursuit of entering the home.
There's some crazy motherfuckers, isn't there?
As he instead climbed to a different window where he attempted to peel it open with his fingers. But by this point, police had already arrived on the scene, and eventually the man would be forced down and placed under arrest. When looking for an explanation as to why this man was doing this, it appears that he was under the influence of bath salts during the ordeal. But aside from
Bath
this, I couldn't find
salts?
any other information about the man's identity, or whatever became of him. But I was able to find that this clip doesn't tell the entire story, as the woman behind the camera actually spoke to a local reporter and provided additional context to the ordeal, which only made the story more terrifying. At first, he knocked with his hands. Then he began to peck at me at the window with his head for an hour and a half without...
Hour and a half he was doing it?
Shouting my name to the whole yard. He was foaming at the mouth. His whole face was covered in blood, and he shouted that he wanted to talk to me, and he needed me. With the most terrifying part of the statement being that she had no idea who this man was, or how he could have even known her name. The idea of both of these intruder videos featuring people whom the victims had never even spoken to makes them especially unsettling, as it shows that you really never know who's watching and who might be obsessing over you.
Yeah, you gotta be
But
careful,
this
bro.
can be equally as chilling when the intruder is someone that you do know. Mohammed Amana was a 26-year-old man living in Orafur, Sweden, and had been dating a woman named Maria. But after several run-ins with the law, Mohammed's lifestyle just became too much for her, and she eventually decided to end the relationship. This caused Mohammed to become enraged, an emotion that was only further heightened when he discovered that she was staying with a male friend of theirs. And on the 25th of May, he would show up at his doorstep and ask to speak to Maria. Inside, the male friend and Maria both refused to let him in and told him to leave, and for a moment he did, though only temporarily, as he would return minutes later, this time armed with a ladder. And noticing what he was trying to do, the homeowner began recording on his cell phone.
En stege. En stege. Okej.
Vad gör du, Mohammed? Vad gör du?
The man behind the camera asks, "What are you doing? Are you going to fight me?" To which Mohammed said no, he just wanted to speak to Maria.
Tror du kommer upp här? Tror du kommer upp här? Nej, wallah.
As he said this, his demeanor was unsettlingly calm as he continues making his way up the ladder.
Mohammed, du kommer inte upp här. Du kommer inte in I mitt hem. Du kommer inte in I mitt hem, Mohammed.
With his demeanor being so calm that the cameraman couldn't tell if Mohammed was a threat or not.
Fuck.
Though it wouldn't take long for him to get his answer.
Du kommer inte in I mitt hem. Därför han högg mig med en kniv, man. Han högg mig med en kniv.
In an instant, Mohammed struck the cameraman, causing him to retreat into his room, closing the sliding glass door just in time for Mohammed to step on the balcony and brandish a large kitchen knife.
Oh, fuck. Bro, you should have pushed him off the fucking ladder. I would have pushed him off. Yeah, you were in the you were in the advantage point there. He was like hanging off a fucking ladder and somehow he's on your balcony now. Mate, I'd have pushed the ladder off. So easy, you just push the ladder down.
Still dazed by the attack, the man holding the camera retreated even further into the house, while Maria had already run into the bathroom and locked the door behind her. a door that Mohammed would quickly rush over to.
Han kommer in, Maria. Mohammed, hugg du. Mohammed, du högg mig redan.
And desperately tried to open, even trying to use his knife to turn the lock, as that lock was the only thing standing in the way of what he was there to do. What exactly that was is unknown, as police would manage to arrive on the scene within minutes of this footage being taken, where they would arrest Mohammed before he was able to get to Maria. But it's clear based on the fact that he had a weapon on him and his desperate attempt to breach the house that he didn't just want to have a conversation. In the end, the man filming was left with only minor cuts. Mohammed was sentenced to 2 years in prison, as well as a 10-year ban from the country of Sweden, leaving us with 3 haunting videos of 3...
Here! There! Why would that... Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Here, look.
Sentenced to 2 years in prison, as well as a 10-year ban from the country of Sweden, leaving us with...
Right here, fucking push that ladder off. If that was me, and so that ladder would be down. Just kick the fucking ladder, and he's gone. Honestly.
Videos of 3 disturbed intruders, whose true intentions will thankfully never be known.
You know, Lillian?
It's time of the year, a time when the consumption of horror movies and dark YouTube videos reaches its peak.
This is an
While
ad,
fun
isn't
in
it?
the moment, the true terror of consuming this content often occurs long after the credits roll, when you close your eyes to go to sleep, only to feel the sickening feeling of paranoia. Every creak in your home sending a jolt of panic throughout your body, making you
Yeah, but Lily, it's fucking self-defense, isn't it? Come on now. Come on now.
Alright, hey folks, this is Noah, getting my blog live. Trucks and trucks and lots of trucks.
This is the very first footage that Noah Harpum would post to YouTube. After years of having a channel, Noah finally decided to give uploading a try, posting this inaugural video to a self-titled channel on October 29th, 2015, titling it 102915
Here we go.
Video Blog Number 1, and introducing himself to the platform with a simple "Hello World" in the description.
No, but I did want to dissect just the beginning of a sermon given by a Pastor Bill, a guy that my dad has been following, taking ideas from for 10 years at least. He and his family, 2 kids.
In the video, Harpum paces throughout his home and discusses a priest named Pastor Bill, whom he believed was influencing his father and his family, and clearly not in a good way.
I've been ignorant of it for a long time, so I wanted to look at it, and I challenged him just to look at 15 minutes of this sermon.
Though he gives no context as to who this pastor is, only mentioning that he had been ignorant of the situation for a while, and that this video was his response after trying to expose the truth to his father.
Been waiting, and I haven't heard anything, so I was gonna just post my reply, and I guess that's how I'll start my blog.
Again, what this truth is unclear, as the lack of information makes this video a confusing watch, and ultimately it tells us very little about who Noah was, let alone the other people he was discussing. But he did end the clip by making it clear that this was only the beginning of what would be a reoccurring blog series that would showcase just him, his thoughts, and his camera.
The blog is just gonna be me with video camera, and that'll be it. We'll see what happens.
But before those uploads would come, Noah had pinned a website in his description that directed users to a blog post written by him that same day, titled, "Is my dad in a cult? Even worse, is it satanic?"
What?
Throughout the writing, Harpum loosely provides additional context for his video, as he breaks down a sermon given by Pastor Bill, who is shown to be Bill Johnson, a well-known preacher from the Bethel Church in Redding, California, who had garnered a large following online. And despite the sermon being over an hour long, Harpum goes through it point by point, critiquing everything that he said. And the more he typed, the more angry he got. And the more angry he got, the more nonsensical his words became. I am attempting to present a case that shows the leader of this prestigious institution, along with a select group of rulers, are using mind control techniques to poison and confuse legions of useful idiots that slave away to keep the institution humming along, and that this man, Pastor Bill Johnson, and his ruling caste are using mind control to keep people imbalanced and ignorant, in a state of perpetual waiting for the material world to be defied, while they themselves are profiting immensely in this material world.
That's not completely wrong, though.
The blog gives us a peek behind the curtain of the man shown in
What you
this
just
video,
said there.
a man who seems to be clearly mentally unwell, paranoid and very angry, with the post making it clear that the purpose of Noah's content was to bring this pastor down, and video blog number 1 was supposed to be just the start.
Do you agree?
However, there would never be a video blog number 2, as just 2 days after posting this video, Noah's life would take a drastic turn.
Oh, here we go.
Colorado Springs 911, what's the exact location of your emergency?
It's at,
Repeat that one more time for me and make sure I correct.
well, it's across the street from me. I'm calling from my address.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Well, there's a guy.
Yeah, okay. We can go back.
Walking around with like 2 cans of gasoline or something, 2 small cans, and a big, like a rifle. It's black, and it had a strap around it. He's walking up to doors and stuff.
At 8:35 a.m. on Halloween morning, a woman named Naomi Bettis called 911 after witnessing a suspicious man walking around her neighborhood in Colorado Springs, as she watched him carrying several cans of gas, as well as an AR-15 that was hung over his shoulder. She didn't know it at the time, but this man was her neighbor, Noah Harpham.
And then I seen that he walked into the building, and the glass window at that business is broke.
And that's a business? What's the name of the business?
I have no idea, but I just know it's, I don't know if it's a fake gun, BB gun, but it looks pretty scary.
As the call progresses, Naomi explains that she had watched him enter a nearby business, where one of the windows appeared to have been broken. She wasn't sure if anything illegal had happened at this point, but she was convinced that Noah was up to something sinister, which based on what he had in his possession, seemed to be the only logical conclusion.
Shit, Kerr.
However, this concern wasn't felt by everyone.
Okay. And you said it looked like a long gun, correct? Like a rifle?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Well, it is an open carry state, so he can have a weapon with him or walking around with it, but of course having those gas cans, it does seem pretty suspicious, so we're going to keep the call going for that.
Okay, and the window's broken to that business downstairs, so...
Right, and you said he's now upstairs, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And are you or anyone else in immediate danger?
No.
Okay.
As the operator seemingly brushed aside the
Yeah, I
incident,
can see
stating
now.
that she was only keeping the call going because the gas cans could be suspicious.
Surely you'd send someone anyway. I bet I guess
The
it's
report
America,
still
innit?
wasn't taken seriously, as the dispatcher hung up on her shortly after, before dispatching one single officer to the scene, an officer that never even made it there, as just moments later he was called off and sent to what was deemed to be a more pressing scene at the local senior center. Naomi's concerns were completely ignored, but despite this, she continued to watch out her window, waiting to see what Noah would do next. 4 minutes after her call with police ended, and 10 minutes after first reporting Noah's behavior, Naomi would dial 911 once again, only this time, her demeanor was far different.
I just called a few minutes ago, and the guy came back out, and he fired a gun at somebody, and he's laying on the street dead. Oh my God. You sent an ambulance too.
Naomi's worst fears had come true.
Bro, why didn't they send the police straight away?
Carrying the gun had just shot and killed someone outside of her home.
Oh my God.
Okay, calm down, okay? Stay with me. I'm just putting that into the call. Is anyone in immediate danger?
No, that I can see. No.
In response, the operator bizarrely asks if anyone else is in danger, but Naomi, likely in a state of shock, answers no, before immediately realizing that Noah was heading in the direction of Platt Avenue, which was known to be a busier neighborhood.
Maybe on Platt Avenue there might be people in danger.
Naomi, I need the suspect's description. Do you know his name?
No, I don't.
Okay, is he white, black, Hispanic,
He's
Asian?
white, and he's got long curly hair coming out of his cap.
She desperately tried to relay that more people were likely in harm's way, only to be immediately proven right just seconds later.
I think, yeah, there's people outside that might be in danger up on Platt. Oh, I just heard another gun fire. Oh my God.
When she hears more gunshots, prompting the operator to once again ask,
Yeah, they need to call an ambulance or something right away.
Okay. Is anyone in immediate danger?
Well, obviously. Is this bitch on the call an idiot?
Alright, I am sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line and I'll tell you exactly what to do next, okay?
It was only then that the operator would tell Naomi that police and medical personnel were finally being dispatched to the scene.
This operator's a fucking idiot.
It was far too late. In the moments after Naomi had made her first 911 call, Noah Harpham would first attempt to light his house on fire using the 2 cans of gasoline, though this, however, failed and caused him to quickly shift his focus, Noah instead stepped outside and brandished his rifle, immediately pointing it directly at Andrew Mayers, who had been riding his bike in the neighborhood. And after seeing the gun, the man stopped and begged him not to shoot, to which Noah responded by pulling the trigger multiple times, killing him instantly, with Andrew Myers being the man that Naomi had seen laying dead on the street. From there, Noah began walking up the street where he would eventually see two...
This is... fuck it, it's just crazy world, man. I know. Yeah, well, surely if you see a guy that, like... Okay, I know in America you can carry guns, which I do get, on the street. It's, like, legal to do. But, I mean, if he's got jerry cans and there's just been a smashed window and it looks like someone's broken in, surely you send someone.
Sobriety center, where local women went to get help with their drug and alcohol addiction.
Surely.
And upon noticing them, he immediately started shooting, striking and killing both Christina Galella and Jennifer Vasquez. Noah walked for over a mile after this before the police finally caught up with him. And when they called out for him to stop walking, Noah turned and immediately opened fire, leading to a...
Why didn't they send anyone then, Sword? Because now, look, they could have prevented this shit show. If they would have just sent someone straight away.
When the smoke cleared, the only one struck had been Noah, who was lying dead on the pavement, marking the end of his killing spree. The investigation that followed revealed that Noah had never even met any of the 3 people he killed that day. They were all total strangers, leaving the question, why had he done it? Well, even today, there's still no clear motive, with this appearing to be a completely random and senseless act. But looking at his final and only posts online, Noah was clearly very angry and seemed to be mentally unwell, which was corroborated by testimony from his parents, as they later claimed that he had anger issues and suffered from drug addiction and bipolar disorder. But what's so unusual about this to me was that this video was published just 2 days before the killings, and it was clearly not meant to be a one-off post. It was something that he seemed genuinely excited to continue, yet not even 48 hours later, he resorted to this. What happened in that time frame may never be known, but the effects of it will last forever. And I can't help but wonder how differently this all could have gone if that initial 911 operator had just taken Naomi's report seriously.
100%.
Noah's spree didn't start for a full 10 minutes after she started that call.
That's
This would have been
crazy.
more than enough time for police to intervene. But
They could
instead,
prevented all that.
Noah was given all the time he needed to end 3 innocent lives.
Terrible, isn't it?
It wasn't an attraction for the faint of heart. Standing over 1,300 feet above the ground, the Deogar ropeway was built to take tourists up and down the Trikut mountain in Jharkhand, India. It was the tallest cableway in the entire country, offering an unparalleled view of Deogar and the picturesque landscape around it. Because of this, videos have long since been posted on YouTube showing just how dramatic of a ride this truly is.
Wow.
With one such video being recorded on April 10th, 2022.
God, does it fall out the sky? Mate, look at the drop on that. Fuck.
That day, a woman and her family had been filming their adventure to the Trikut mountain, and were now filming a first-person view of the descent back down.
Look at that, Lily. Oh my, look at the drop.
It wasn't the kind of place for anyone with a fear of heights, and the loud sounds of the car passing the support towers only added to the anxiety of the trip. But the group filming this all remained relatively calm.
It must fall,
quietly
right?
Conversing to themselves, seemingly unfazed by the spectacular height. Even enjoying it. A feeling that wouldn't last.
100%.
Without any warning, the car was met with a massive force, sending the occupants and the camera to the floor,
Oh,
causing
wait.
the footage to go dark.
I got hit.
In that moment, one of the ropeway's axles had dislodged, causing a failure in the pulley system, which resulted in 2 cars crashing into each other, and the rest coming to a sudden and violent halt. The impact was brutal, but somewhat surprisingly, the footage continued.
No. Shit, so they got hit from behind by another one.
Showing just enough to reveal that the ropeway and the cabin these people were in were both still intact, before the recording came to an end. This group had survived the impact, but the nightmare was far from over. News of the collision quickly spread throughout the region, leading to the scene being flooded with rescuers and news crews alike.
Oh fuck, imagine being stuck up there, Lily.
What exactly was happening, and the initial prognosis was grim. In the impact, one man in a separate car had been killed, and many others were left injured. And making matters worse, due to the broken axle, the ropeway was now no longer operational, meaning that the 70-plus people spread throughout the various cars were now stuck, some of whom were still suspended over 1,000 feet in the air. It was going to be an incredibly difficult rescue operation, just given the height of the ropeway alone. And ultimately, it was determined that the Indian Air Force would utilize their special top-of-the-line helicopters to fly over the cars and lower down ropes with harnesses attached to them for survivors, who then would strap themselves in and be hoisted up to the helicopter above using an electronic winch. It took hours for them to even make their first attempt, before finally trying their approach on a middle-aged man, who slid on his rescue strap and was then slowly pulled up towards safety.
Fuck me. Would you not do that, Lily? Basically, Algie, these cable cars got collided and then now they're stuck. Hanging.
The footage of this is horrifying. These people were already over 1,000 feet in the air when their cars got stuck.
1,000 feet?
They were being lifted even higher, tethered only by a single rope and a safety harness.
Fuck.
Worst of all, it was a particularly windy day, which was made worse by the swirling of the helicopter blades, a combination that caused the man to start swinging wildly from side to side as he hung onto the rope for dear life.
He's swinging all over the... Is he going to fall? Yeah, is he...
It was a grueling journey up, but finally the man reached the aircraft.
Oh no.
And with safety just a few feet away, he instinctively reached his arms above his head in an attempt to grab onto the helicopter.
Oh no.
A decision that would have disastrous effects. As he did so, his harness slid upwards and was pulled over his shoulders.
Oh, fuck.
And then over his arms, before eventually landing in his hands, meaning the only thing left holding him up was his own grip, as he clung to the now useless harness.
Surely someone's going to pull him up.
For a full minute, he dangled there, just inches away from rescue. Meanwhile, the rescue crew searched the craft for something they could use to safely hoist him in. But before they got the chance... the man slipped out of his harness, momentarily catching himself on the side of the helicopter itself. But by this point, his strength was gone, and seconds later, his grip would fail for good. Causing him to plummet approximately 2,000 feet to the ground below, killing him instantly.
Fuck.
For those waiting to be rescued,
Mate.
the sight was especially horrific, as they watched the man who they thought had made it to safety fall to the ground right in front of them. The fear they must have felt knowing that soon it would be their turn is unimaginable. After this, the rescue crews began making tweaks to their operation, which started to lead to a few attempts going off without a hitch. But the entire process was incredibly slow, as a full 20
Bro, why didn't they just pull him up?
60-year-old Shubha Devi would finally get her chance to be removed from the car. And as she started her ascent up to the helicopter, the wind also caused her to start swinging wildly. So wildly, in fact, that the winch used to lift her suddenly stopped working,
Oh, no.
leaving her hanging there, only moving side to side rather than up towards safety. As she hung there, rescuers on the helicopter frantically tried to figure out what the problem with the winch was. But before they could ever get their answer, the rope suddenly snapped, causing her to free fall to the ground below.
Fuck.
It came without any sort of warning, and from what I can find online, there isn't a definitive answer as to how this happened. But either way, it resulted in Shubha's tragic death. It took a total of 48 hours for the last of the survivors to be rescued and finally brought to safety, an unimaginable amount of time in an unimaginable position, with survivors having to watch two people fall to their deaths before them, unsure if they too were going to meet the same fate.
It's crazy. Yeah, send the Marines in.
Since its release, the footage has sparked some debate online, as the media actually hailed this as an impressive and even successful...
Yeah, but this ain't like not being rude, yeah. I'm not trying to be rude, but this is India, innit? It's not like if it was the US or the Brits doing it, I don't think it would have gone down like this. Just saying. I don't think anyone would have fell. Yeah, I don't think. I think if it was us, I don't. I think it'd be different.
While others
So we're just more
as
trained.
both incidents seem to have been entirely preventable, with more people dying from the rescue than the accident itself. Though ultimately there.
Yeah, I guess so. But I still think, like that first one, I don't think would have happened.
Which was accused of not properly maintaining the ropeway and not following proper safety protocols.
This is what I'm saying. They weren't doing proper shit.
The people operating the ropeway at the time actually fled the scene and never even called authorities. But I'm not sure if this was ever actually proven. DRIL was fined over $1 million and has since been blacklisted from operating ropeways for 5 years, while the families of the deceased were given around $33,000 in compensation. Currently, there are plans to repair and reopen the ropeway, though at this point, no official date has been given for the reopening.
Fuck that! Why would you want to go on that? Fuck that. Fuck that, eh? This has been fun actually today. I've had fun. Changed it up, eh? I hope you lot have liked it. He's hooked. That's quite... Because I've been in it. Oh, here we go. No, it's just an... it's a nice little... Yeah, it's a good little change. We've actually done like proper reactions, haven't we? Where we've actually sat and watched like two 30-minute videos here. You know? Lily. You're funny. You're funny. But yeah, I might. So we might be doing longer now. For some streams, I might go back to doing longer. Okay, yeah, send them. Mine's the 22nd of March, Lily. Yeah, it's gonna be fuck it. Yeah, it's gonna I'm gonna have to. I'm just gonna do longer, man. Yeah, like if they just maybe let's go to 3 hours for a bit. I think I'm gonna do this week. Let's try and do 3-hour streams. And then yeah. But maybe if Dan's on tomorrow, maybe I'll stream with Dan. I'll see. Yeah, these are fun. Shall we do these again then? This one looks fucking weird.
These days...
So you need to play... Well, what's that, Algie? What the fuck's that? Send it to me. Lily, have you ever watched anime? I've really got into it. Have you ever watched it? Oh, for fuck's sake, Algie. Oh, send it then. I guess we can do it. Fuck me. Yeah, I've literally just started. What have you watched Attack on Titan, Lily? I've just started watching it. It's fucking sick. It's actually so good. Yeah, it's really good. I like it anyway. I've really got into it. It's pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty fucking cool, Lily. That Crunchyroll. It's like where you get all the anime stuff. It's like on Amazon. If you go on Amazon and then you type in, if you have our Amazon Prime and then you type in Attack on Titan, and then you can buy. Yeah, it's like £5 a month. It's not much, to be fair. It's only a £5. Yeah, you have to pay for it on top. Yeah, you have to pay for it on that. It's definitely worth it, though. Lily, it's definitely worth it. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. I know. They take the piss, don't they? Yeah, they really do take the piss. But hey. Yeah. I mean, we could do another. Do you want to do another one? I was going to go tell you like 3 hours, or should I just leave it here? This is a good point to leave stream. Fuck yeah, Lily. Take him down. Okay, we can do a bit. What, another one of them? I mean, they're pretty good. Here we go. What about if we do this first one?
When the ground began to shake. For residents of Anagawa, Japan, earthquakes were nothing new, but this one was different.
You've watched this one. What about this one?
So you want to start a business. You might think you need a team of people and fancy tech skills, but you don't. You just need GoDaddy Arrow. I'm Walton Goggins, and as an actor, I'm an expert at looking like I know what I'm doing.
Oh, I've changed it now.
It's December 4th, 2003.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm gonna go try to get them to stop doing that.
What's going
A
on?
police officer walking in a local park in Arlington, Virginia, is approached by a concerned family, claiming that someone in a nearby neighborhood had been shooting off a flare gun. The officer could hear it too, and following the sound, he eventually found himself at the home of 56-year-old James Yu.
I've seen this one before. I don't know where I've seen this. Isn't there something more to this guy? Ah, where have I seen this about this guy? Yeah, but isn't there a conspiracy about this guy? What he was actually doing? I've seen it. Who the fuck covered this? Some news thing covered this. Like a far right sort of... Oh, it may have been Alex Jones, you know.
Half of his duplex, and was described by neighbors as a recluse known to exhibit unusual behavior. Across his social media, he made posts claiming that he was the victim of fraud at the hands of all sorts of government agencies.
Yeah.
Deep distrust of the US government as well as law enforcement. And he believed that numerous people were attempting to kill him, like his ex-wife, the FBI, and even his neighbors. His posts seemed entirely nonsensical, and so did many of his actions. In the months prior, he had covered up all of his windows with garbage bags and aluminum foil, and he even wrapped his trees in toilet paper. And though these actions are entirely harmless, on this day, things were becoming far more troubling. When police arrived at his home, you would be seen firing his flare gun out of his window and into the air, over and over again, and despite repeated attempts to get him to stop,
Arlington County Police! Stop shooting the flares! Mr. Yu!
he didn't let up, shooting 41 flares in the span of just 25 minutes. And he did it all with no explanation. In fact, he didn't even say a single word. Understandably, police were eager to get Yu out of his home for questioning, as at this point it wasn't obvious whether or not he was a threat. And so for hours and hours they called out to him, first asking and then demanding that he exit his home.
James, Arlington Police, come to the front door with your hands up. Do it now. We have your building surrounded.
But still, there was no response. Growing impatient and worried that Yu might be planning something, the police would eventually bring in a specialized vehicle to bust down the door and spray the inside of the home with gas, all in an attempt to draw Yu outside.
James, stay away from your front door. Stay away from your front door, James.
And in response, Yu began firing once again. Only this time, he wasn't using flares. And instead, he was now yielding an actual gun. Thankfully, none of these shots connected, but with the situation becoming increasingly dangerous, the officers decided to fall back, as they carefully came up with a new plan for apprehending Yu, though whatever they had been planning would never come to fruition.
Doesn't his house blow up? It blows up, don't it? Yeah! Oh, I've fucking seen this before.
In a split second, the home was gone, as a massive explosion rang out from inside the house, reducing the entire structure to rubble.
This is a really weird one,
He
this
had
one.
stored 55 gallons of gasoline in his basement, which he saved for that moment to ignite, with no warning and no explanation. Based on the footage, it's been theorized that Yu's actions were an attempt to lure police into his home, so that he could then set off this explosion and take them all out along with his neighbors, as he genuinely believed that both parties were conspiring to kill him. Though somehow, when the smoke cleared, no civilians or police officers had so much as been injured. All that was found in the rubble was the remnants of a single body. Though for a moment, this wasn't the end of James Yu's story. Before that body could be identified, reports across social media began emerging showing that James Yu was somehow still alive. After the blast, comments were being made on what appeared to be Yu's YouTube channel, where he stated that this whole thing was a cover-up and that he wasn't even inside the home when the standoff started, which, looking back, we never actually saw, and we also never hear his voice. Numerous posts pointing out this development would go viral and cause mass confusion about the story.
Was he actually in there, Lily?
When it was revealed that the body inside that building was in fact James Yu. Though in the end, it wasn't really as mysterious as some originally
Oh,
thought.
it was him.
As it turns out, the post showing these comments failed to realize that this wasn't actually Yu's account, and instead it had a completely different username, with the account likely having been created as nothing more than a hoax. To this day though, there are some that still believe that this was all some sort of massive cover-up, but in reality,
It's a
it just
weird
seems
one.
that this was the result of a man gripped by crippling paranoia and loneliness, with it all coming to a head in what has gone on to become one of YouTube's darkest videos.
That was a pretty cool one. Yeah, I've seen that before. Alright then, what's the time? I say we leave it there, eh, Leon? Leon? Alright, we're on 7. That's been fun. What's wrong? What's wrong, Lily? I'll be streaming tomorrow. Can't finish the video. Well, how long is left? Another like 20 minutes.
There was really nothing else like it. This obscure 27,000 square foot structure allowed visitors to enter into what must have felt like another dimension. It was an exhibit called Dream Space and was the creation of British artist Maurice Agus, a 74-year-old artistic visionary obsessed with the idea of creating large-scale surreal environments. And this was his magnum opus. The structure was inflatable, akin to a massive bounce house, and once inside, guests were confronted with a labyrinth of brightly colored walls and cells, twisting and turning into some sort of surreal maze that patrons were told to lose themselves in. This piece of art premiered back in 2004, and due to its inflatability, it was actually built to travel, making stops in major cities in the UK, before it was eventually set up at Riverside Park in Durham on the 22nd of June, 2006. The very next day, 68-year-old Elizabeth Collins would visit the area with her husband and her daughter, as well as her 14-year-old grandson. And spotting this unusual structure in the distance, Elizabeth's grandson insisted on checking it out, excitedly taking off his shoes and running inside. And while the rest of the group was more apprehensive about entering, Elizabeth eventually decided to accompany him, leaving her husband and daughter on the outside, though not before turning back to them and joking that she was going in to find peace and serenity. Outside, Elizabeth's husband and daughter sat at a nearby table and enjoyed a cup of tea whilst conversing about the events of the week, only for the man to turn his head and notice that Dream Space was slightly moving, to which he excitedly said, "Oh, it's a ride, it's a ride. I wish I had gone on it." The daughter then turned her head to see the structure as it began to rise up off the ground, to which she chillingly responded, "It's not a ride."
What? It's like getting inflated.
In that moment, Dream Space had snapped from its moorings and was blown into the air by a massive gust of wind. Agus just so happened to be standing at the entrance as it began to shift, and noticing what was happening, he grabbed on as he desperately tried to hold down his entire life's work, though clearly this was of no use. And after being lifted in the air, his grip failed, sending him falling back to the ground below, where he lay staring up at his creation that was now flying 30 feet above him.
Fuck. Well, they're all dead.
Inside, there were as many as 30 people who were now being thrashed around this giant inflatable structure.
Some people
in a
must.
scene that I truly can't even imagine. The claustrophobia of it, the dizzying colors, the screams. It's genuinely one of the most horrific scenarios I've ever heard. The inflatable structure was airborne for well over a minute, folding into itself before finally crashing back down into a parking lot, leaving behind what was described by witnesses as a field of bodies. Worst of all, the majority of those in attendance were families with small children, with one 7-year-old girl recounting her experience, saying, "It was very scary and people were screaming. I saw a lady clinging on and then falling out.
Did people
and then she
die?
was lying on her back with people around her. I think she died."
Oh, fuck, yeah.
This lady was most likely 68-year-old Elizabeth Collins, who had been ejected from the structure when it was in the air, with her injuries being catastrophic and unsurvivable. Of all the others now sprawled throughout this field of grass, most were left injured, but thankfully not in serious condition, though this wasn't the case for 38-year-old Claire Vermege, who had been inside during the accident with her 2 children, and despite her kids surviving, she was sadly not so lucky, with Claire and Elizabeth being the sole fatalities of the incident. The video was terrifying, And though it's easy to say that this could have been so much worse, considering how many people were in Dreamspace at the time, the consequences were still catastrophic, as it devastated 2 families and likely left many others at the scene traumatized for life, especially the young children. But how could this have happened? Well, that day was particularly warm, which likely caused the air inside the structure to expand, causing a hot air balloon-like effect.
Yeah,
which was
I
then
don't think I would
exacerbated by
either.
sudden strong gusts of wind, which eventually caused the structure to go airborne, as in the end, it just wasn't properly secured for the conditions. Soon after the incident, Maurice Agus was arrested for manslaughter, though he would ultimately only end up paying a small fine, as he vowed to never create a large work again. Just a few years later, in 2009, Maurice Agus would pass away, with his legacy forever being defined by this devastating footage.
Kind of wild, isn't it?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Shall we just finish it, Lily?
On October 2nd, 2006, police entered the home of 31-year-old Elaine Campioni, where inside they found the woman speaking incoherently. Next to her was a VHS camera, depicting a series of disturbing events that had transpired within the home over the previous months and days, with the footage eventually finding its way onto YouTube.
Hi, Serena. It's August 8th, 2006. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
The tape starts with Elaine pointing her new camera at her daughter Serena. It was her 3rd birthday, and to celebrate, Elaine had left a brand new bike in the living room.
What is it?
I'll get you one of those, Lily.
Days later, the footage continued,
Bet
showing Serena
you'll
once
do better
again
with
as
that
Elaine
rather than a
asks,
car.
How does Mama love you? This much. Oh, I love you more than that. How much does your Mama love you?
Elaine then shows her other daughter Sophia, who was just a baby, before turning the camera on herself and showing the kids how the device worked.
Hi. See how the camcorder works? Look.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Look. Hi. Is that Mommy? Hi.
So far, the footage seems like nothing more than your standard family home videotape,
Mhm.
and appears completely wholesome. Though with the next recording, the tone begins to shift, and things start to become slightly concerning.
This is a deplorable, horrible, messy, filthy apartment that supposedly my 2 children and I live in, and it's just a horrible, horrible mess. Yeah. I think Diego Campioni is totally in the wrong, and I hope he burns in hell for all his sins, the same as Leonardo.
As Elaine shows the camera her home,
What?
she begins joking about how they are living in deplorable conditions, before randomly calling out 2 men who she says she hopes burn in hell, all while their children are in the same room. She starts to grow more and more agitated.
All I wanted to do was take care of my 2 little girls and live happily ever after the 3 years of physical, emotional, and mental abuse that I endured.
What? I think... Lily, you're shorter than Mika. Oh, short. But Lily, you're smaller than me. I'm tall.
Tremendously by Leonardo Campioni, and in the past year from Anna and Diego Campioni, the mental and emotional abuse.
You know.
Outright saying that she was abused by a man named Leonard Campioni, who happened to be her ex-husband and the father of these children. And she goes on from there, with each moment clearly making the kids more and more anxious.
And I want justice to my family for what they have all done to us. I cried out for help. They should have charged him for the assaults.
Wow.
Eventually causing Elaine to snap out of it and stop the camera.
And my poor 3-year-old, I did everything to protect. And what are you saying, Sophia?
Oh, you're talking about Lily here? Yeah, you're talking about
The video
Lily.
then skips forward once more, with this footage being taken
Lily
just
is
days
very
before
small.
the police were called, showing Serena coloring on the floor as Elaine asks,
Who loves you? Who loves you the most? That much? Oh, I think I love you more than that.
The scene that unfolds next was recorded on that very same night, just hours later.
What's gonna happen here?
Recording this because Leo there. Are you happy? Everything's gone. You wouldn't give peace. You wouldn't tell the truth. You didn't care
the video, Elaine states that everything is gone as she speaks to Leo
Did she
directly,
kill him?
accusing him of having ruined their lives with his constant abuse.
You are truly the devil. And I hate you. 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 And I want you to know how much I hate you.
Disturbingly, the children were nowhere to be seen in this footage, with Elaine eventually addressing them by saying,
God believes me. And God's taking care of them now. You're protected by God. Thank God. Thank Him. Because there's no way I could have them with you.
Wow.
You has to always be your way. Well, they're good. And you can have it your way. Your wife and your daughters are dead now. We're all in heaven.
according to Elaine, not only were her children gone, but she was too.
Neither can
she
I.
stops the recording soon after. Despite saying this, the camera would actually start up one more time, where Elaine describes how she was still alive, despite having attempted to OD, which prompted her to call the police. When officers arrived at the home, both Serena and Sophia were found laying in her mother's bed, holding hands, and wrapped tightly in rosaries. Neither of them were alive. 2 nights prior, and directly before filming this message, Elaine had brought them both into the bathroom, as it was time for their nightly baths. And once in the tub, she told them to play a game, one where they would place their heads beneath the water and blow out bubbles. When they did this, Elaine held their heads down,
Wow.
and she didn't let go until she was certain they were gone. This footage is some of the most disturbing that
That's
I've ever
fucked.
seen, as we get a glimpse into Elaine's descent into madness, in the moments directly before she stole her children's lives. But all of this leaves one obvious question. Why? Well, it was noted during her investigation that the abuse she alleged from her ex-husband Leo seemed to be very real and well documented over the years, leading to Leo not being able to see his children for over a year, with this causing the two to separate, which is when Elaine's mind began to deteriorate. She began believing that people were following her and were going to kill her, with this fear of people eventually shifting to a fear of aliens, as she claimed to have seen them on numerous occasions, believing they were following her. Because of this fear, she refused to let her children out of her sight, not even allowing her own parents to look after them, causing her to become so attached to these children that she genuinely began to believe that they were all one entity, which made things incredibly concerning when she became suicidal and eventually attempted to take her own life. Despite Leo's more than troubled history, he had supposedly turned his life around in the years leading to this footage, and was eventually allowed to start visiting the children on a limited capacity. And seeing the children and seeing the way their mother was behaving, he began to grow incredibly concerned, and eventually attempted to gain full custody. And it was this bitter custody battle that seemed to be the ultimate factor that led to Elaine ending the lives of her children.
It's fucked, innit?
You're protected by God. Thank God. Thank Him. Because there's no way I could have them.
Imagine being the dad.
Elaine Campione would be charged with 2 counts of murder and would eventually be sentenced to life in prison, with a possibility of parole after 25 years. Today, she's held in a minimum security prison, where she's free to leave once every weekend to attend church and other functions.
How? Surely you'd like, she should be locked up forever. What the fuck is this?
2010, a 39-year-old man named Gavin Collins was released from the HMP Ranby prison in the UK. His freedom would last less than 24 hours, as the very next day he suffered a severe mental breakdown, the result of which was captured partially across several video recordings that later appeared on YouTube. This is the story of his rampage.
Look at this guy.
It began at approximately 9 a.m. in the city of Nottinghamshire when Gavin left his home. As he walked down the sidewalk, those in the area reported him acting strangely, muttering to himself that he was Jesus and that he was invincible. Without warning, he then turned his attention to a random home, which he forcefully entered, stole a man's car keys, and took his vehicle, taking off with no apparent destination. Inside the car, the owner just so happened to have 2 cameras, one being a standard dash cam and the other facing inside the vehicle, giving us a look at Gavin and his apparent mental state.
This is me. Jesus Christ, I'll shut you up with a nice like what? Hey, don't do this. Come on, let's go, bro. Talk, get rid of all the crap pairs. Let's go! Let's go!
Just at a glance, it's obvious that Gavin is completely unhinged. For some reason, he was utterly filled with rage.
Don't be mean, Lillian.
And yelling obscenities and incomprehensible threats at no one in particular.
I'm enraged! I'm Jesus! I'm descendant of God! And you lock me up!
God.
And most concerning of all is the speed in which he's
He's
traveling.
going quick.
As he starts driving faster and faster, swerving in and out of cars as he passes through busy residential areas, as he reaches speeds that have been estimated to be anywhere from 85 miles an hour
Oh.
to well over 120.
Fucking hell, he's going fast. Mate.
But somehow, despite countless close calls, every time he avoids collision.
That is some
at
serious
least for the
fucking
time
speed.
being.
He's gonna spin out. Yep.
In an instant, Gavin smashes the vehicle into a brick home at full speed, with the impact being devastating.
Dead.
And yet somehow, through the destruction, Gavin was not only still alive,
Wow.
but completely unharmed.
No
and
way.
also completely unfazed. He pulled himself from the wreckage and immediately turned his attention to a woman driving nearby, and within moments he had forced his way into the vehicle and was behind the wheel once again, continuing this deranged driving spree until once again he crashed. And much like the initial collision, he survived, walking away unscathed.
Some people just
before
get so
turning his
lucky,
attention
innit?
to another random home. In pursuit of stealing his third vehicle, he grabbed a nearby concrete slab and began to smash through the home's doors, bloodying his hand in the process, before eventually making entry. Inside were a mother and her 2 children, one of which was 5 years old, and the other wasn't even a year. Gavin approached the terrified family, yelling and demanding that the mother give up her car keys, telling her that he was Jesus, and that, "Because I am Jesus, I will kill you if you don't give me the keys." Without hesitation, she did as he said. Gavin then went to each member of the family, and with his injured hand, he drew crosses on their forehead, out of his own blood, before taking off with his third stolen car. Once again, Gavin was driving manically, though this time he was even
Oh
more
my
reckless,
God.
crashing into a brick wall and then a cop car.
What is he
Before
doing?
setting his sights on a pedestrian.
Is Lily trying to reverse?
While speeding through a neighborhood, Gavin would see a man standing innocently near a bus stop, and for whatever reason, the sight of this man enraged him, causing Gavin to slam on the brakes and reverse the vehicle, stepping on the gas as hard as he could, and crashing directly into him, leaving him lying there with devastating injuries. Gavin quickly exited the vehicle and found the man lying motionless on the ground, prompting him to shout, "I've killed him. I've killed the devil." Minutes later, Gavin would crash yet another car into yet another home, though this time the police weren't far behind.
Probably. No, that'd be good if she goes like this. If she does this well. Fuck.
Finally bringing his disturbed driving spree to an end.
Are you sure, Lily?
The man that Gavin had struck was 87-year-old Terry Radford, a retired teacher whose injuries were catastrophic, with the man passing away soon after.
Wow,
According
it's
to
just-
his family, Terry was an incredible grandfather, father, and
Well,
son.
this is a lovely way to end our Sunday, isn't it? Hasn't it been?
The footage is genuinely horrifying, but what's most shocking of all is the fact that any of this was even allowed to happen. As stated previously, this was Gavin's very first day out of prison, and based on the behavior he exhibited whilst in
How
prison,
did he get let out?
really should have never been released.
Yeah.
Gavin was granted an early release in March of 2019 for charges based around burglary, but just as he was set to be freed, it was discovered that he had submitted an adulterated drug test, which caused his case to be re-examined and resulted in his release being postponed. In response, Gavin lost his mind. Later that month, he assaulted a prison guard before spraying him with an unknown liquid that contained bleach, before proceeding to set his cell on fire
Wow.
and attacking another officer with a piece of wood. Due to his actions, Gavin was placed into an isolated cell, where less than a week later he started yet another fire, and when an officer entered his cell to put it out, Gavin struck them in the head and pulled out a plastic knife, threatening to slash him, stating that it would be a thrill to kill him. Gavin's stay in prison clearly hadn't rehabilitated him. In fact, it seemed to have made him more violent than ever before, and more mentally disturbed. Though shockingly, despite all of these additional crimes, Colin's release would go on to be approved less than 2 weeks later,
No!
with Gavin being set free on April 18th. and within just 24 hours, Terry Radford would be brutally killed.
Wow, they actually...
Gavin was sentenced to 21 years in prison, and during his trial, it was revealed that no drugs were found in his system. And instead, this all seemed to be the result of some sort of psychotic episode that just so happened to be captured on camera in one of YouTube's darkest videos.
Crazy. Crazy, eh? Wow. Wow, look at this nice background. Yeah, that was a crazy one. Well, alright then. Thank you. Like, I need to eat. I need to eat some food. It's a nice... I did actually, Lily. I took it with my big telescope. That I have. Very cool. That is the milk... That is a nebula, Lily. Just so you know. Because I know you're a bit stupid. But that is a nebulae. Now you know. Thanks, Lily. I know. It was nice. But yeah. Lily, thank you for standing. And Algie. And whoever else is here. I actually don't... Oh, steak. Steak. Thanks, Lily. But yeah, Lily, Algie, and Sword, whoever's it, thank you, as always. I do appreciate it. I really do. For that, you keep coming in after all this time, so thanks, Lily. Helps me to keep doing it, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks. Well, Lily, enjoy your night. After that, and Algie, I think it's just, or her, if anyone else is here. Enjoy your night. And I'll catch you tomorrow, yeah, Lil? And Algie? More like old times today, eh, Lily? Feels like an old stream. Yeah, it does. I'll probably have nightmares. Thank you, Algie, though, my friend. Peace out. Green Alien, salute.